Hey, welcome to Gone Rolling, where we all use our degree to play some D&D. Enjoy our shenanigans. But first, announcement?
Yeah.
Cool, enjoy the intro.
Screen he might not have been.
Hey, welcome back.
He's
Did
not
you
there
hit the
now.
right screen?
I hit main modular, not main modular Chuck. So
Well,
probably not.
My first mistake is always trusting Bella. Damn.
And as we start rolling to hit before the stream even starts today, let us go ahead and recap real quick.
50.
Fish is
Yeah,
not green.
probably.
So, last session, the party finally made it to the Elix Grace, the long-awaited destination of the crashed skyship from the Machine War. The War of the Machine God, as some people call it. This is a lost treasure ship, of course, that you were hired to find by Mr. Icecrest himself. And successfully, after talking to one person who talked to another person who knew another person who knew a village, you finally arrived at the crash site, only to stumble upon what was presumed to be some sort of hooligan who quickly turned into a laughingstock as the party literally shamed his ass and pantsed him.
Kind of sad,
And
honestly.
Calling a lead knight a hooligan
I know,
is
it was
hooligan.
really sad.
He was some kind of bad guy turned into some kind of poor idiot as the party quickly shamed him, and then straight up cut his legs off.
Yeah.
And
Kind of had a villain moment
and-
for the wizards.
you know,
Rosalie didn't mean to. That was entirely
Yeah.
player driven on my side.
I respect it.
It turned out had Sadhu rip a leg off.
Yeah.
There was seriously some villain moments
Yeah.
going on.
So-
Oh, we're not even there to the dissection yet.
No.
I want to dissect it.
While literally vivisecting someone in front of his apparent master, who just gave him up, seemingly was so shamed by his
whoops.
his straight up like.
Sorry,
and,
Maul.
Like you guys just made him seem so childish. He was like, you know what? Die.
I mean,
Yeah.
got pantsed by a
Goblin.
by
A goblin. Yeah. So
yeah, that's
The pants
you know,
goblin.
so engaging
the pants
combat.
goblin.
To re-clarify, you fought a lead knight. This lead knight seemed to be a lead acolyte of sorts, sort of evolving into this final warrior of anti-magic mage slaying and the dark rumors that you'll hear in the hallways of the magic schools of Velstia. But literally murking this bitch and healing the Amber Knight Augustine. You guys made quick work of him. Also assisted by a returning Chuck, who now wields interesting powers that he has once again acquired by the giant training that he's been going through. And also, who knows what else he's gotten up to? You know, maybe he went to a weightlifting competition, you know, a bodybuilding competition. We'll find out. But yeah.
You know, this has the energy of like Chuck leaves to go outsource his powers and then comes back while we're like grinding.
He goes to a competition, wins like 50 gold, you know, something like that. But yes, after saving the Amber Knight Augustine, dealing with the Amber Acolyte Bosch, and seeing the Amber Acolyte's master flee the battlefield, the party has finally come to a standstill, rested, not yet, but immediately after this combat, outside the crash site of the Elix Grace, this massive skyship that is, think of a cruise ship, that is how big it is, who is littered across this mountain valley secluded high in the Draco Peaks. And I believe we left off right with the Lead Knight leaving, so yeah.
Yeah.
Sadhu just like
Sadhu covered in blood, just
pour into this guy.
blood all over the white fur and snow.
I'm like trying to like keep Sadhu now from eating this guy.
Yeah.
He's probably kind of nasty.
I will say it isn't too hard. As you give a command, Sadhu doesn't seem to want to consume this meat.
Fair enough. Yeah, like he's kind of rotting. She's probably
Yeah.
like, I don't know what that is.
Before the combat engaged, you guys all saw his skin was literally falling off. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have the ears left.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I thought you said you were gonna take them off.
Well, I said I was going to at least wear them. I never said that I was going to take them off. Yeah.
Committed.
We'll see how long I get.
What are you guys up to?
Well, as a reminder, this is out of character. There are 2 Amber Knights that are still dead,
Yes.
and we have the Amber Knight. Oh, what's her-
Augustine.
That's what I thought. Augustine is still there. I want to dissect the Lead Knight, but I'll wait. I'll wait. Because I'm trying to remember where the heck we were. It's fine.
That's okay.
Chel's gonna go up to the Amber Knight and so how long were you and them? She looks to the owl flying away and then like the rotting corpse. How long were you even fighting? I mean, I know you suffered loss, but
She picks up her axe, this sort of magma-filled weapon of sorts, and it collapses into a pole once again. She puts it to her waist. She pushes her hair back, you can see the gash marks and the cuts all along her body. But ever since you added that sap, you gave her that that jar or this liquid, her wounds have partially healed, and she looks at you, just catching her breath, sort of letting the shock and adrenaline die down. I'm sorry. My vision is just refocusing now, and wow. I was kind of taken aback by how this all went, because you really didn't. She's just looking at this, like, the robot that you guys have revived that you put magic into is just starting to power down this crab-like automaton drone servitor. As she sees Sadhu, she sees Eterna, like, sort of pulling Sadhu back from the corpse a little bit, maybe. Chuck just, like, standing over it. Are you shrinking down right now? Or?
Probably, but I've also just gone sort of a bit further away just against on the rocks to sit down.
Okay, taking a breath, taking a moment, and she looks back towards you. Oh, well, my order is sent to, of course, find troubling occurrences throughout our territories, and we had got wind of the rumor of a Lead Knight being spotted, and we had hoped it was just a rumor, but it seems we did stumble upon the real thing, which our group, and she looks back to the other 2 that have fallen, was not prepared for. And as we had hunted down this Lead Knight, we quickly found that he was to meet another here, and before we realized exactly where we were jumped upon, and it did not go as well as we would have liked, as you can see.
yeah.
But she stops you. Do not be too concerned in this moment. With any luck, and she looks back to her allies, the Amber Hold will relinquish some aid, and these knights may not be done with their duty, as long as their bodies are not decayed or defaced. Speaking of which, can I borrow your hand for a moment? With me?
Sure.
I meant it more as come and aid me, not give me your hand. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
was confused. But
Borrow your hand.
a lot has happened. We were very tired. And she explains, like, as she's walking where she needs me to go. We were just hired essentially as archaeologists trying to find this site. And we're not actually archaeologists, but we just took a big job that is along the lines of such.
Do you know what this place is? Because we aren't actually aware. We were just tracking the Lead Knight here.
Oh. Okay. Do I actually tell her?
She's like, oh, that's like
Obviously, it's a remnant of the machine war, but I'm not too familiar with the history.
As far as we know, it's just a class ship that we got news of being discovered here by some Halligan. The man that hired us wanted to know a little bit more. He's a basic history buff with too much money. So we just came to look to see if anything interesting was here.
Just give me a persuasion roll with advantage. It's not necessarily a lie, leaving out some of the information. And she doesn't seem too curious, but she's an Amber Knight, officer of the law, if you will.
I'm lying to the
Stop lying to the police.
I'm lying to the police. Not Michelle's first rodeo. Okay, that's 16.
16. She nods as she leads you over to the two other corpses. And you can see now most of their wounds are just bash marks from that massive lead trunk of a club that this other person used. But you could also see like two, yes, one on each body of these like puncture holes of these like this great piercing force that pushed into the chest cavity of each of these Amber Knights. And one is a furball man of great stature, and one is a half-orc, more slender gentleman who seems to be of a more archery proficiency. But as you look upon them, she does speak up to you once more. I wasn't entirely sure about this, if it was some sort of adrenaline hallucination, but did I see you transform? I'm not going to ask you any questions, but I just wanted to make sure I'm not still heavily concussed.
And Chel's like, I'm not lying my way out of this one, fellas.
Just say it's magic.
No, you were not hallucinating. I'm a warlock, and I have a pact with a water genie, and magic does strange things, and being connected to the water.
I understand.
Can, of course, take the form.
She pushes her hair back, and you can see now she almost like Kaislyn. She has a white streak. She has like a birthmark on her forehead though, and that's where the it comes from. And you can see now like her beautiful, almost amber brown eyes. And for a moment there, she doesn't seem fully human, though she is in appearance. Mm-hmm. I was only curious. There are many of your persuasion in this country. Warlocks, they are quite common, so I don't keep track of all the strange magic deals that go on. I must say, I had never seen anyone transform from some object or creature or mucus-like structure. And I'm not saying that to make you sound bad, I'm just saying it was a first. If you will, she reaches into one of the pouches of her allies. I don't know who else is over here, but she pulls out on the side pouch a similar bottle to what you got from her. This little cantier with holes in it, like a holy water dowser, But it's filled with this like almost brownish beer-colored liquid. And she hands it to you. Can you please help me douse these bodies? This material will keep them from decaying for some time as well.
Rosalie will make her way over there. She was actually wanting to help with that.
If I may, is also putting them in the snow a little deeper would also keep their bodies from decaying as fast.
I would normally agree, but I believe we should drag them into the wreck for now. After I get some rest, I will have to make the trek back to my hippogriff and retrieve the bodies.
You could just, if you're injured, you could stay with us for a few days. We're going to be here. And then you can separate once you're healed.
I could do a night, but I must not leave this information unknown by the hold for too long. I will have to make the trek back sooner or later. And while the weather, and she looks up, is still finer than worse. A few nights ago, there was a great storm that came through. The lightning and snow freezed the air around us like it was some sort of horrible magical wind. We were worried if one of the great dragons was in the air, but it seemed like it was just a weather natural phenomenon. But as you help her douse these bodies, you can hear her heavy armor clink and shift, and you can see where there are dents from weapons, where the armor doesn't like fold over correctly anymore and just kind of scratches against itself. But this liquid, Rosalie, you pick it up way quicker than anyone else. It has a very syrupy, sweet smell to it. Almost like maple syrup, but it has a strong, sour aftersmell that lingers in the air. And it reminds you of, well, sap. Oh, you can instantly pick that up. And as she douses these bodies, Chell, you do take note that the wounds that would bleed clot instantly. The skin where it's torn open sort of begins to scab, even though the bodies are long since dead, or at least by a few minutes or hours. This is a magical sap of some sorts, obviously, but
The sealant.
Yeah. But it also healed her whenever she was down a little bit, so...
What is this?
This would be Basir sap of the holy tree. Actually, Rose, you can make a religion check, and Chell, you can make a history roll. Yeah, this would be a history roll for you, I think, yeah.
You said religion?
A religion check.
Okay. 10.
10.
21.
21. With a 10, there are formalities living in the higher group of people, the aristocracy, almost the lighter aristocracy. That requires of you to go to, the regional holidays once a year at the temples in Teo. This smell lingers in the air almost like the smell of the incense outside those temples on those holy days. There's a familiarity that you pick up to it, but you're not too sure about it. History over there, though, with your knowledge of stories, plays, and theatrics, there are many plays that tell the story of the fallen Amber King, Apollinaire, who is sealed in the sap, the resin amber, of a great Basir tree. I think it's Mim Basir, the first Basir tree. I think that's just off my top of my head, but Basir trees are holy trees to the Amber loyalty and to anyone who prays to Apollinaire. They are almost considered magical, and their wood is used in all sorts of religious iconography for Amber worship. But their sap is literally divined. It's like holy water. It is prayed over, and the religious orders use it as holy water. In this case, this is probably what that is. Okay. It is their version of holy water, and it has this sort of residual effect being from a Basir tree. Mm-hmm. I will say you have never seen one of these trees in person, though. Mm-hmm. They're exceedingly rare, and apparently, from the legends, very picky to grow. And you rolled pretty high. I would also say that the wood itself has a very unique, sort of attachment to the moon, where under the full moon's light, the wood changes color completely and takes on a golden hue from its deep brown. In your research and story knowledge, that was something you picked up on. Yeah. This oil will keep them from decaying for about a week, which will hopefully be all the time I need. But I can be convinced to stay with you a night if you are willing to.
It would probably be smart, especially if you are injured. We don't need to. You need to make it back to your people to inform them of what has happened.
A little persuasion with advantage.
Because I definitely agree with Rosalie. I mean, these mountains are harsh. And you can trip and fall at any moment. I mean, that's how we got down here. Do you see that She points to where we fell. We were just walking, and then we slipped, and then we slipped again. And I believe Kaizen over there, you see,
that black guy is so bad.
He hit his head on that thing right over there.
No.
Took him a second to get up, but he's all right now.
That is such a full hells.
Yeah, so just be careful.
It's a black guy.
There's a lot to...
Sorry.
15.
15? Though she is an honored bound order member, like a paladin, duty is everything to an Amber Knight. It is probably hard to convince them to do anything that goes against their duty. I will say 15 is reason enough because of her injuries and the fight that just occurred.
And the fact that she needs to make it back so then her friends can live.
That's true. Mm-hmm. I will rest with you for tonight. I will leave on the sunrise, and hopefully before any of the predators come out and search the skies once more. Mm-hmm. As you were all standing here, by the way, just real quick, after this fight, you've definitely all noticed that the temperature in this little valley, this little hidden valley, is drastically different than it was in the mountaintops, and also walking the ridgeline, to an unnatural sense. Whatever is on the vessel, or maybe attached to the vessel, or something, keeps this valley almost on more temperate climate, controlling it temperature-wise, to where you still feel cold, but you don't feel like you're in the Arctic.
Freezing.
Yeah, freezing, Water can't freeze here, but maybe sometimes it can fall and snow, or if a storm comes through. But yeah, there is a nicer temperature here.
Hey guys, I think we're getting a lethal dose of radiation.
Oh shit. Yeah,
You know, we just throw another arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the rest of you up to right now? Eterna, Kaizen, Chuck.
What is the date today? Is it?
It is Hexamere the 6th, I believe.
Okay,
No,
so
sorry, no.
It's
We slept, did we?
Not yet.
Not yet.
so it's still the 6th.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
been a crazy day for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember we had like girls talk, and then you communed with person.
Yeah, I did my whole
Bro.
thing
And
today.
then we all
Like
fell.
that was all today.
Yeah, that was just,
How many
and then we
sessions
fell.
have we been on today?
Three.
Three.
The day has
God,
started
you
with
gotta.
the
We
girls.
got-
We're going to bed.
We're going to bed.
Also,
Eterna's not doing much. She's just
today.
kind of cleaning.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't use that during the fight. I forgot about it.
Oh.
Is there anywhere like some water that Eterna could clean Sadu off in?
It could take you a second, but Sadu has, a great smell. A sense of smell.
Just get some snow on
Just
her.
have her
Yeah.
roll around in the
She-
Yeah, just get some
She
snow
could.
on her.
There's
rub it
some
off.
light melting snow that where she can roll around on it. It will slowly drip off of her. So yes.
Just want her to get a little more clean from the blood. I know she's all covered in snow.
Sticks head out.
Just
Like
a-
just see the black eyes and the black nose in the white background.
Yeah.
The pink tongue comes
Just-
out. Just sitting over there.
Indigo is still kind of like standing where she was at the end of the fight, and she's kind of like looking between. She's looking at Eterna and then at Achel, and is like. She goes over to Achel and kind of waits for her to be done with talking.
And then so the guy's in his head, and then, like all that happened. You know, so,
Oh, is he still standing? Sorry.
oh, sorry. Excuse me a moment.
Can I have a hug?
Of course, darling. Get good hug.
Hug. I was so scared. I don't know why. I was.
Yeah. Is it? And then she speaks. Actually, I can speak telepathically to you. Do you have? Did Asha have some sort of memory? With okay, I figured that might be connected to it because you just had that vision. Was that this morning?
Oh my gosh.
crap.
No,
Yeah.
actually, no. The vision was yesterday.
No, yeah.
It was yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, because we went to
Cool.
sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like,
At least it was
No.
yesterday, guys.
Yeah.
Because I know what happened yesterday was something, but
It was like she was like screaming in my head. And, and I felt like her fear, and it was terrifying.
Wesley's just chatting with the Amber Knight.
yeah.
Distracted her.
How about we she like Achel, she never does this, but she like kind of looks around. Is there like a place to not maybe set up camp, but like sit down, maybe near Chuck or something?
Yes. There's a collection of rocks that
Yeah.
are kind of in the shadow of the massive skeleton of the Alex Grace.
Like, yeah. I guess I'll lead her over there. It's like, excuse me, and then I guide you off. It's like, from her perspective, it's probably just like, oh, scary lead night. One of the party members is
Yeah.
really scared now, and not like has a deep traumatic experience
Yeah.
with lead nights. Because that would scare anybody, at least reasonably.
Our 5-year-old needs to be.
Our 5-year-old. Oh.
If I had a dream.
What are you, 5 years old?
What, are you gonna wet the bed? No,
No, I can't do that.
that's true.
You're like an oil.
You can wet the bed with your tears.
Oh,
No. Do I turn?
I feel like you could if you wanted to, but you don't need
I
to.
control the tears.
Probably.
You can cry if you
Well,
want.
your eyes have to be
Cry on
lubricated.
command.
Yeah, you probably
Otherwise it'd be
have
annoying.
some sort of lubricant up there.
Windshield
It's
wiper.
not actual. Yeah, it's not.
Headlight fluid.
It's not actual tears. It's just some sort of like weird oil liquid that when you cry, it's like what the
Oily.
Why do your tears
Is
smell
it-
like
is it-
acid?
Is that
Olive oil?
olive oil? Olive oil?
No, it's canola oil.
It's canola oil.
Oh, of course.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no, she definitely takes you to the side and like does like the comforting mom pats, and like just tries to take your mind off of it for a little while until we're like ready to meet them. Like, I mean, we don't have to talk about it now, but if you have anything else if there anything is to say, I mean, it could just. But more importantly, I think we all just need to take a breather. Obviously, it's been a day, and it's only been
A day.
a day. Oh, and then Chuck's back. Chuck, how are you doing, darling? You look exhausted, and you have wings. What? Explain that. Just a little. You
What
don't.
does Chuck look like right now, actually?
Yeah.
Has he changed at all? Visually?
You get a tattoo.
Sleeved up, bro.
The camera is on him in a way that appeals to the female gaze.
Yeah.
Right now, he's still like kind of sitting, so it doesn't. It's hard to notice any differences. He did look like a bit taller when he was fighting, but that could just be like positioning. His armor's still mostly the same, maybe with a few like upgrades or like a bit cleaner or more repaired than it was. Right now, he's just sitting against a rock with like his helmet tilted forward, covering his face.
He's got that Star Wars Rebels eye block of the.
He's napping.
Yeah.
The wings are something unexpected that came up recently. I wish I hadn't had to use them, but they felt necessary for rushing over here.
I'm glad you used them, because we were not doing. We could have. No, we couldn't have actually. I think I'm glad you showed up.
I'll probably start walking over to them. Kind of, I probably sat down for a moment, kind of bandaging myself up, trying to nurse my black eye I have.
Of course, right? Yeah.
Not feeling bad about the man you just killed.
No.
Sonny killed him.
You could
None of us have killed
we
anybody.
didn't kill
Cold
anybody.
meat on your eye.
The only one with a kill count is Sadu.
Yeah, that's right, actually.
She's got a.
We haven't gotten there
You
yet.
guys are ethically okay as long as you let the dog get the final kill.
I don't know,
What
man.
the
We-
dog doing?
Well, Eterna may have a little.
Oh, yeah.
On screen though.
yeah.
Yeah, but I will kind of walk over. Yes, I do think that would have been a lot worse of a fight if you did not show up.
Oh, the black eye is really coming in.
Oh,
Not great.
sorry, darling.
Could be worse.
You want like some snow or something?
I'm already doing that.
Just shape water.
Just
Kind of wipe it off.
solidify some ice on his eye.
No.
Oh, I just remembered Kaislin doesn't know. He doesn't remember. He doesn't know about the visions yet. He was sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 You know, I'm saying I don't have any like good recollection. Everything's basically fuzzy up to the point where I fell off the cliff.
Man, that,
Yeah.
that day-long flu really got you, bro.
Rosalie passed it on to you, sorry.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
I mean,
Passing around these
darling,
diseases.
Chuck, I think you need to be careful. We've been passing around some sort of disease between us all. So take your medicine or whatever. Your herbs.
Take your vitamins.
At some point, Chuck, I will have some questions for you.
Alright.
Mostly over the book you gave me, what was within it. Especially given the wings.
Yeah.
It might not be connected, but
Yeah, maybe when I don't know how far the Amber Knight is.
They're like 60 feet away from you, talking to us.
Maybe when there's more trusted company.
yes.
Yeah. I know we convinced her to stay at least the night with us because Lord knows what would happen to her if she was just by herself.
Yeah, especially since it seems like the other lead knight
Is still out
is
there.
still out there, potentially after her.
But that does beg the question. I told her, and I'm like, secret group. Where's Eterna? Eterna. Eterna. I like telepathically.
This is God, Eterna.
Eterna.
Zulfust. What are you calling?
No, wrong one.
When did
Oh,
you
yeah.
become a woman?
I
When
walked
did you become
Sadu
a
over
sexy
with me.
lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of, I did tell the Amber Knight that we were on here for a mission. I did not tell her what exact ship this was. I didn't say who gave us a mission. I just said we're sort of sort of not sort of our archaeologist looking for whatever our employer wanted anything interesting artifacts, the usual hunter-gatherer quest,
So
right?
she doesn't know what this place is?
No, she doesn't. And that's what I wanted to ask. Well, Rosalie is graciously distracting her. What are they talking about?
Shampoo.
Anyway.
I have to ask, how do you get your hair like that?
But, do we tell her this is the Alex Grace?
I feel like if she doesn't pry, then we should volunteer the information.
What
Okay.
would I know about the Amber Knight's involvement in the Metallurgic War?
Roll a history roll for me, please.
I actually want to know also how close do the Amber Knights work with what her father does and the people that her father's.
14.
I won't make you roll for that.
Okay.
First, real quick, for you, you would know that your father's duties are more to the Tail Indian region and the city of Teo itself, but the Amber Loyalty is almost like a neutral law force that is called upon to aid in dealing with extraplanar monstrosities, interplanar monstrosities, like any danger to the common folk. They are sometimes also problematic because they are so willing to sacrifice to achieve a greater good sometimes, so they don't really. There have been times where a town might hire them, and if it means that the whole town might be destroyed, it might be better just to destroy the town to save the rest of the country,
Okay.
But they aren't really hired, they're duty bound by their faith and their oath. So your father has had workings with them, and you definitely have seen them, and the Amber Hold in Teo is a quite large one.
Did she ever hear if her father worked with them on the Branded Eye when it was happening originally?
So they were called in to assist in that. Their numbers are fewer, apparently, to the west, where that all went down. But you are familiar with, yes, there was probably some consultation of people that are magic users of Teo that might be aware of knowledge where the Amber Loyalty asked for information. So yes, there was probably some overlap there.
Okay, then whenever they're done with something, Rosalie does want to mention something to her.
Okay, and for the history roll, the Amber Loyalty and its connection overall, with a 14, can you, this is really weird, can you word it a little differently what you're trying to sort of perceive from your own history knowledge?
I guess what is kind of their opinion, or what did they do in the war? Do they contribute majorly? Do they stay out of it?
Gotcha.
Or were they invested in the war, or its after effects?
Okay, so did you watch Amber Unrest? No, I'm kidding. You can watch it now on our YouTube channel. No, the Amber Knights were our neutral party for most of it, extremely neutral, because they represent people, not nations. However, an action that took place, trying to recall it, but it occurred sometime in Umberland, the city of Umberland, where an action occurred and a bit of a schism occurred in the order, where some Amber Knights did take almost a role with the sort of Heraclean countries to stop the collective on the continent of Heracor, and some other Amber Knights didn't like that. So there were parties that did fight the Metallurgic Collective and some that tried to stay neutral. But eventually the Metallurgic Collective, as far as you can recall, sort of cut all ties with the Amber Loyalty. That's the best you can remember.
No.
Yeah.
So knowing that.
I don't think we need to tell them, but I don't think it's bad if we do.
Okay. Because I'm concerned is if she does take this information and then wherever it leads her or whatever, she takes it back or something. I don't know, I also agree we shouldn't tell her. It's just I'm being paranoid on.
I don't think she didn't do anything bad with it, but if word got out that this is the Alex Grace, people would be flocking here.
That's exactly why I don't want to tell her.
Because if one person before dying was able to get the word out and perhaps heard it, then Amber Knight went back and told stories about it, it spread like wildfire.
Should we tell her so that she can have more discretion when...
That is true. Because We could try to come up with how to word it, because I also don't want her to get... I don't know.
Then we could actually use this to protect the innocents. Because word's already gotten out.
Mm-hmm.
More people might come, especially those like the Branded Eye, or even the people from Medic Collective might come back. If they are interested in
What's here?
keeping this out of other people's hands, it might be worthwhile to let them know so they can watch over it.
That's
Make sure
good.
what's left here does not get out.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So I say we then tell her that I left a few important details out. I just wanted to consult with the rest of the group and, to come up with different opinions on what we should do. And we have decided to let you know that this is a dangerous site, and there's a lot more things here that they could be worse than the lead knights, or objects of information that could be more damning, if anything.
Should we ask her what her, try to still be discreet and not say exactly what this is, but we could ask her, what she knows of the machine, or ask her specifically, her opinions on it, or if she knows of any of the sky ships, or if she's heard rumor of any of them, because if she has, that might, tell us of how she'd react knowing what this is.
That is true, and to be a natural conversation starter too, because I already told her this is absolutely a crashed airship. So.
Because she may even know of, or have heard of the Alex Grace and just doesn't know that this is it.
That's true.
Something else we could bring up is the Branded Eye, since they are coming back.
I was already planning on doing that. That's exactly what Rosalie was about to tell her.
Yeah, we are not over there now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the Ember Loyalty would love to
No, about the Brandon Eye.
help out with that.
Well, I guess whenever Rosalie's done talking to her, hopefully they're both smart enough to just come over here.
You actually do see them approaching, but before that,
Mm-hmm.
while you were aiding her, she gathers up a satchel from one of her companions, and she moves some stuff around. And what is your name, if I may ask, as she picks up some of these items?
My name is Jean-Marie Rosalie Dupont, but you can just call me Rosalie.
If your allies are not too concerned with exposing their names, I would like to learn them as well, but I will ask them myself.
Very well.
Your acquaintance said this was some sort of archaeological study or program you're on. Are you students of the academies?
I am, but I graduated the undergrad program, but I am currently in a partnership with the teachers to train before going into my upper studies.
And when did you graduate?
Teo.
Oh, an MIT graduate.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Every
Every time.
I'm not exactly too familiar with the great city, but I'm from Tremel, if you've ever ventured there. It's across the lake. It's the port city of the south, basically, but probably not. It is less famous than its twin sister across the lake, but it is a nice coastal town.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm actually stationed in Teo now, though.
You're heading back
Yes.
to Teo. Could you possibly take a few letters for me? If you were heading back that direction. I wanted to get some information both to my family that lives there, but also the school, and honestly, probably the Knights. Probably both the Ember Knights and what's the Knights that her father works for?
Oh, they're just called the Knights of Teo.
Okay, the Knights of Teo. And the Knights of Teo. There's something that we figured that we are stumbling across out here that I think that the Knights of Teo and the Ember Knights might be interested in hearing about.
I'm sure I can do that. Sure, absolutely. I will try to get it to the right hands. I owe you enough already, so absolutely.
Thank you. We've just been having some issues when we were out here, and we ran into a group that I remember my father mentioning he fought, and he's in the Knights. And it's been a few years since he mentioned them, so I was surprised when we kept running across symbology of them. And I'm a little worried because I know that they were a big issue back, I think 7 years ago.
You did mention Brandon Eye, right?
She didn't say the name
That's
just
right,
yet,
yeah.
but she did. She's kind of alluding to it to see what she knows.
Oh, I see. Well, there are many events that the Amber Knights are called to aid with, and if the Knights of Teo aided it, it must have been something important. My training had begun about 15 years ago, so...
Do you know of the branded eye?
Do I know of the Branded Eye?
She knows.
You rolled an eye.
I believe our hold leader may know something as they are the master of a Teo Amber Hold, but I was stationed upon the coast for quite some time.
Yeah,
past
insight.
6 years or so. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm
Make that insight check. Yeah.
her passive is 16. I just rolled if I could find the number, what is 7 plus 6? I'm really out.
13.
Dude, that took us way too long.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry.
13. I will say there's like a hint of curiosity that's maybe a bit more than unknown curiosity, like a bit of knowledgeable intrigue you detect from her. Maybe she knows something. I would like to hear more from your acquaintances about this issue that you're bringing up, but I can of course return those letters to the city.
Thank you. I'm just a little worried that one, they seem to be reappearing and starting to become a group again, and also they seem to be interested in the artifacts of the Metallurgic Collective, which is concerning. Honestly, I was hoping that we could try to grab as much of this while we're here as we can to take back to the university and things like that.
Process about the fucking
So then
doxes.
we can hopefully make sure that they can't get their hands on anything that might be important.
Yes,
Little worried.
cult folk are like roaches. If one survives, the rest will come back.
Yes.
It's really a need to exterminate the rest of the growth. She's like, she pauses for a moment and thinks, looking up upon the white hills of the peaks in the snow. I might want to learn a little bit more about your group, but first I'm bound to offer some sort of compensation for aiding me.
Couldn't put on a list, y'all.
Don't you dare do it to Rosalie. Rosalie's gonna say
Here's
no.
40 million gold. Please follow me. I would like to make a statement to all of your allies.
Oh,
Very well,
Christ.
and thank you. I
Put
appreciate
on a
it.
list, y'all.
It's like the
very kind
longest
of you.
walk over us.
I know.
Well, we were. This
Oh,
was going back.
No,
in
they
time a little
we were
bit.
back in time.
That's while we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. While
So
y'all were
now they're
talking, we were
walking.
also
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, following over, you see her, and she does limp a little bit. This armor must be so fucking heavy, but you can see once again as the light hits the armor.
As they're walking over, she's like, "Do you want to borrow my cane? You can borrow it for a little
Do
bit."
not need it.
It's easier for me to walk long distances with it, but I can do it without it for a little bit.
I appreciate it. So now she walks over with okay, but you can see now her bronze-like armor. It's coated and gilded with this amber tone, this copper-like tone that reflects the light beautifully upon the white snow. And her black cloak sort of backs her in a shadow. I can see your live-action role-playing with that black eye, aren't you?
He's role-playing his black eye.
Yeah, but as she walks over, she enters the sort of shadow of the Elk's Grace where you guys are sitting at the base of these rocks, and she walks by these crystal-like structures, and you guys can see them now more clearly. These were in your fight, but the adrenaline sort of kept you from focusing on them probably. These large blue crystals, and maybe one or two that had this purple hue. You've seen similar crystals before under Lestron when fighting the Kobold King, as he was called. These, of course, are probably false quintasite grown from reactions of Fossick. But if they're around this ship, probably during the explosion or the crash, some Fossick leaked out and crystallized.
Imagine that.
But yeah,
Oh, this is a hazard.
yeah.
We are in radioactive.
We are.
We are in radioactive.
No, because it's false quintasite. It's not real ones.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
It's still
It's
a big
basically-
Fossick ship.
Yeah.
It all takes is one good fireball somewhere here. But they walk over.
You guys took Fireball on your level up, right?
No.
Hello again, my saviors. I
Saviors.
discussed with your acquaintance here, Rosalie, and she has informed me a little bit about the situation here as well as your other ally. I didn't get your names, and I would be happy to know those who have aided me and saved my life. But I feel I am bound to owe you a bit of reward as part of my order, and I will offer you this, as she pulls from her side one of these satchels she got from her allies. I've collected here some of the allowance that Ebonites are allowed whenever they go on long treks, as well as some magic, and I am including a vial of the Basir sap in here to aid you when the time comes if you need it. The Amber Lord will heal your wounds with this sap if you know how to use it right. As she hands you the satchel, she'll hand it to probably Rosalie to like bring over to the rest of the group. But this little satchel, she has a ball of mucus in her throat. I don't know. There is this little cantier of Basir sap. It's a 4-use little glass container with a nozzle. Yeah, it's like it's like a perfume bottle basically.
Ooh, Chanel number 5.
Yeah.
Why did my brain go Mambo?
Rosalie brings it over to Eterna since you have the bag of holding.
Yes.
This sap comes with a little bit of paper that it gives it a little bit more information. So identify is not necessary.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a sample card.
It's just Polynia number 6, Amber King edition. But the sap can be used to cure the poison condition. It also heals 1 hit point to any creature with hit points. Otherwise, it stabilizes a creature or prevents a body from decaying for a week. Each use gives 1 hit point and cures 1 condition of poisoning. It also heals disease, so it can cure disease as well.
Sweet, sweet
Oh,
paladin
we can get rid
juice.
of that stupid flu that's going around.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I feel like the flu
It's going around.
it's
Yeah.
least of our worries.
There's a collection of coins in here, but these coins are all the same platinum color. There's 18 platinum pieces in here.
Oh my god.
Parts of the Amber Knight's allowance on long treks.
Write that down. Write that down.
Suddenly we're
Okay.
rolling in it.
As well as she speaks up as you pull up this next item. This scroll was to be used of any victim of the Lead Knights that we came across to retrieve more information, but as our target is dead and the Master is in the wind, you are welcome to take it with you. It is the scroll of Speak with Dead. So it is one magical scroll of communication with the deceased.
I could learn that.
But yeah.
Oh, wizard.
With that black eye. But I would like to also know the name of those who have aided me, if you will. I know you work for some sort of organization, or this is your own archaeological mission, but I would like to just know a personal account of your names on a person-to-person basis, if I am allowed.
Of course. My name is Ichel Arco.
Where have I heard that name from?
Oh, it's no way.
Roll history.
Yeah, you know,
She was in Teo.
Yeah,
No,
she's
she
in
didn't.
Teo for
No, she was.
she
no.
moved there recently.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
recently.
She was
currently
from Tremel.
stationed.
So she may have heard about you
Yeah,
on your
like,
tours.
look at
She'll
Teo.
probably hear about you when she goes back.
She's probably your
like, you
age,
saw-
if
you
not a
had-
little bit older.
Ichel Arco, and
But,
she saved your life.
What she thinks for it, miraculously, there's not recognition
Oh,
gotten her.
lovely.
She's like,
just,
it must have been in passing at some point.
I did used to live in Teo. So
I have traveled there once or twice, but I have always been devoted to the Amber Lord's training, so I move around.
you know that accent. Are you from the what was it again?
Tremel.
Tremel. Are you from Tremel?
Yes, actually, I am.
I don't recognize.
Have you been to the coast city?
I have.
The southern port is very nice this time of year.
It is. Yes. Only a few times though. Only ever been.
Have you ever gone to the beach of the Cork?
Oh,
The court. Sorry, something about that name was like.
It is, sometimes I miss it when in environments like this. Just a
yeah.
horrible snow environment.
Is that where the summer of 38 took place? What was it? 38?
36. Yeah.
Do we have a Shell Arco? You?
I'm Indigo.
Pleasure to meet you both. And you, sir?
Chuck.
You are a large warrior, Chuck.
Largest man in Hathea.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
You've done it.
Honor to meet a celebrity. And you,
Like it really is.
It kind of
You are-
is.
a proficient warrior of some caliber I don't recognize.
Well,
I've never seen someone. I've never seen someone mount a wolf for combat, but I've heard stories of the far north.
yes, this is Sadhu. You can call me Eterna.
Shakes off the
She's
snow.
covered in snow. I have to clean the blood off.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm only familiar with stories of wolf riders, but
Oh, there
You
are
are.
stories. Okay.
only rumors of the far northern warriors. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but I would like to know more about this group's combat capabilities if we have time. And you?
I'm Kaiserin Hotvan Ulvik.
What's Van Udvik?
Udvik.
Apologies, the old Velstier names always trip my tongue. Are you from... Where have I heard that name from? I do know this name, Udvik. Is that from the border region of Teo and Velstier's kingdoms?
Yes.
Yes, your family is from the, what is this town? What is that town called?
Amelin.
Aberlin. Yes.
Are
yes.
you famous too?
No.
I know of his family's name. They are known by the northern regions of the Ember Loyalty.
Are you on some sort of list?
What's your
Not
look,
that
isn't
They
it?
can't
Well.
fly. They can't.
You want to know fly list?
No. Not entirely too familiar with why I know this name, but I believe one of my masters from far back may have had some dealings with your family at one point. Are you-
Dealing?
Guys,
Is your family well invested into the politics of the northern region?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Most of my family are casters of some sort.
Magnificent. The Ember Loyalty always asks for the aid of some casters. And of course I know Miss Dupont here. And who is this? She looks to the dragon on your shoulder.
Oh, this is Ori or Oriana.
Oriana, that's a beautiful name.
She said the full name this whole time. She said the full legal
said
government
it.
name.
She said it before.
Yeah,
I must not have been
it's
ready.
Oriana. It
I think
means
you were
sun-
high.
It probably.
It means sunrise.
Oh,
But I just call her Ori.
well, that's cute.
Did you get her from the dragon roosts in the north?
Oh no, me and her met whenever I had a interesting journey in the Lantern Woods.
A very rare find. Clearly someone smiles upon you.
Yes.
I am familiar with some of the dragon riders of the valley to the north, and
Dragon Riders.
you have heard the stories, no doubt. They used to be more common before much of the roosts and nests got destroyed.
Does she know of this?
Yes,
Vaguely?
there are children's stories. And
Okay.
There are fantasy books in this world that fictionalize the dragon riders of the
We don't
north.
have
Oh, I
fantasy.
didn't realize that those ones just that of myth.
They are less common now, but Velstia's history apparently was filled with dragon riders long ago.
That sounds amazing.
I would call them more of partial drake riders. They aren't full-blooded dragons as far as we know.
Maybe you can enlarge Ori and ride her. Oh no.
Oh, we never thought about that, actually.
That sounds amazing. She like looks over at Ori.
Ori, what are your thoughts on being enlarged?
Dragon size suited dragon.
There's like this message, this image sent to your brain
Of large Ori.
of large Ori hunting in a prey running.
She's like, yes.
It would be easier to
Oh,
catch
she'd
those
still only
children,
be a small size creature. Damn.
but she can now catch those small children.
You gotta teach her to the giant ways, because that just automatically makes you a
Oh.
large creature.
You make her a room knight.
Listen, if I learn more about the Metallurgic Collective, I can learn how to enchant my familiar, and I can get her to a medium-sized creature so I can ride her.
Well, now that I know you, allow me to introduce myself fully. I am an Amber Knight, as you know. My name is Augustine, but I am Augustine Leutman of the Amber Knight Loyalty.
Spell that for me.
LL DMIN.
Ah.
Yeah. I am in service of the Teo Amberhold now, and that is where I will return to upon the morning. And I am in my 5th year of knighthood now.
Oh.
And I have done many quests to the far north. But I have never been into the Draco Peaks in this region, so this was the first. My associates, who have passed on, for now at least, hopefully, are, well... Actually, what are their fucking names again? Oh, there we go.
What are their names? What's his face? And
Who's it?
We didn't really get along. No,
Who's it? What's it?
It is Amber
They
Knight
wanna
Marquis.
think
Marcus?
Marquis.
Oh, Marcus.
The half-orc, and Amber Knight Southard, the Furbog. Southard.
So what?
Southard.
So
It must
Southern?
be some Savian name.
Southern.
It's Southard.
all right.
Southern.
So Southern and
And
Marcus.
Marcus. Yeah. Just Americanize them as much as you want. Yes.
Marquise.
They are. They are in their 3rd and 2nd year of knighthood, but we thought this would be a singular mission, a rumor of a led knight, not the actual thing. But like I said, I have hope that they have not been tampered with and their resurrection will come through.
How'd you get here?
We had trekked for about a week through the mountains, following the path of the Amber acolyte you had come across.
Didn't you also say you had a hippogriff or something?
Yes, we have hippogriffs. We were aided them to fly through the mountains. However, they need to rest for periods of time I was not ready for.
Go back. How did you get here again? Did you follow the path or something?
Yes, there were rumors in far northwestern Sovia, past Kalazin, of some sort of man wielding a lead weaponry. We had thought this might be another impression of someone using the room of a lead knight to sort of cause hysteria. So we had followed the word of mouth, had come across some sites of gruesome murder, and we had spoken with the dead and quickly found out that this may have been some truth to it. And our path led us to a small mountain shepherd group who had lost much of their flock to an incursion of this lead warrior, and they had said they had survived by luck, as it was happened that a dragon had happened upon them as well. And
The first time you want
Was
the
it
dragon to
green?
actually appear.
no, it was not a green dragon. It was a white dragon who was snatching some of the herd. We had felled the white dragon. It was reaching adulthood, but it was capable, as it had come upon us once again. But we had almost lost one of our hippogriffs, but it was okay.
That's good.
And we followed the path, eventually coming across footsteps, and we arrived upon this crash, wandering not far into the vessel before we were jumped upon by not one but two.
Yes.
Did you talk to them at all? Like, did they give you an evil monologue on why they were here?
We had. She thinks for a moment. I'm probably thinking about what she could say. Can you roll persuasion for me with advantage? Yeah, she's still in your graces. You can sort of like, you can tug on that like honor duty bound string.
Yeah, plus
you know?
I gave her information.
That's
We're
true.
about
It's a
to
give and
do
take
Yeah,
relationship.
we're about to.
One of them was a natural one,
Ooh.
so, but 23.
23. We had always heard a name a few times. The term, first we thought it was a word or a title, but it was a name, Bosch. And we had confirmation upon coming upon this fellow that it was indeed an Amber, a lead warrior. My concussion must be thick.
Are you alright? Do you need me to...
You know, if you can spare a little bit, I would love some
Can I spare a
healing.
little bit? How much can I spare? I don't actually think I used much. I can... How bad are you feeling?
Pretty bad.
Okay,
I think
will...
my hip is out of its socket.
I will use a second level cure wounds.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
Should I... Let me roll.
Yeah.
Plus 2d8 plus 2.
Hopefully, max.
You bleed.
That's 11.
That's good. Imagine Eterna's like healing is actually just home remedies, and she has like a very like sort of like let me see that leg, let me do some magic on it. She just slaps it and pushes it in.
It's like, oh, it is out of the socket. Let me get it back in.
Was that like a mallet?
Let me show you my
Wait.
Let me show you my goblin magic.
But she continues. Yes, that other warrior was a bit more of a legend that we knew was true, but we did not want to make it too publicly known. But now that you have witnessed it, I will inform you a little bit of some of the monsters that wander this world. Their lead knights are real, as you know now, but they are quite few, and they are separated, but they maintain a union, not a union, but
They have a
unified.
union.
There we go. They have a unifying belief and a practice that somehow is spread between them. We have dealt with them over many decades, and many a times we have failed them, but they keep on coming back. But one name does linger in the air of this dark rumor, and that being Olgriff, the hound-headed monstrosity you came across. Sometimes called a bit of a demon, as I do believe he is more monster than humanoid of any kind. I don't know if he was at one time a part of the Canonin people, but now he is not a person anymore, shall we say. Legends say he ate the flesh of a demon and gained its power, and it transformed him before he even became a Lead Knight. Yes, it was a surprise to come across that one, and that is why my information is imperative that I deliver it. It's imperative that I deliver this information as quickly as possible. A sighting of this monstrosity would be very, very important to the higher Amber Council. But I'm glad he did not seem necessary to fight us, as it seemed it was more of a training exercise for his younger associate, who luckily failed, and you slayed him quite gruesomely. As the robot's just like frozen without power over the body. But it is what they deserve.
Were they like intentionally leading you here, or?
It could have been a trap, but I got the instinct that Bosch had no idea what was going on. So perhaps Olgriff was using him to lead us here. Which maybe make me now think that maybe he wanted us to report him. Maybe not, I don't know. Their order, if you can call it that, is always causing cause for secrecy and mysterious. They work in mysterious ways.
What do they want?
Speaking of before that, information. There's something more we could probably share with you about
Yes.
what this place is.
I apologize. I left some things out of our mission just because I wanted to talk with our group first.
Of course.
But go ahead, Kaislin.
But yes, I don't know if this name would ring a bell to you, but this is the crash site of the metallurgic warship known as the Elix Grace. One of the Collector's many treasure ships from back then.
I am familiar with that story. The Black Cloud Fleet, the lost ship of gold. Yes, but I kind of thought it was just rumor.
Well,
We are
we're sort
standing
of
in its grave right now.
Yes.
Oh,
we're
this
standing
is
in
the
its-
location.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
I thought it might have been two ships over this valley, but
It's all one big mega ship.
And a lot of little
little
ones.
small ones.
The reason I feel the importance to tell you this, though, is there is a lot of things on the ship. Some things dangerous, some things that should not be resurfaced, especially by those that might be lead knights, or even things like the Branded Eye, which we think might have been trying to come here.
perhaps Olgriff was looking for something here. Maybe that's... I had the feeling that we were getting in the way of something more.
We believe that the Banded Eye at least is trying to go further to him that is near here.
I hope that the Branded Eye as an organization is just nothing more than a few college dropouts obsessing over a dead cult. But
It is not.
They
We
seem-
have fought them ourselves.
now that you have explained this, I see now that it might be a bit more than such.
They were able to hypnotize a adult dragon,
That is concerning.
and it was just 2 of them. We've seen many at this point.
Is that the same ones that we saw before I split off?
Yes.
Yeah, the hot fox guy.
You have fought a hot fox guy.
Just a fox guy.
You have fought him multiple times.
He's probably dead now.
Maybe. We counted them
This
twice.
is concerning. Where was this activity, this combat?
It was in the Abenosh, just outside of it in Leotog.
Yes.
And we counted them just before in the Iron Boneyard.
It's not that far north of Tail. This is problematic.
That is why I'd asked before that you could deliver the letters that I was going to write.
I most definitely will now. But I was going to, though, now with expediency. Okay, well, I don't like hearing that. I don't know how much you know about this organization. I am familiar with a little bit of the Bread Eye, but it was a cult to the west, more of an Atlantean issue. But the Amber loyalty is loyal to all people of the world, so some of my higher-ups probably had activity to the west. I will have to ask them for what to do next.
Yes.
That's good.
Are you returning to Tail at any point? Are you going
Yes.
to Tail?
Yeah, we're going
Yes.
to Teo after we're done here.
We're planning on heading to Posh to take a riverboat down.
I request that you meet me at the Amber Hold in Tail. Ask for me by name. I will be waiting there. I wish to know more of this story, but also I wish you to speak in front of my masters.
We
Okay.
can do that.
Yes.
Just about the branded eye thing, or
Whatever you see as potentially threatening to the whole of the land.
I just request that you share this with the Knights of Teo as well.
Yes, I will. In the city, we have many dealings with the Knights of Tail.
I would be wary about who you tell about this ship site. Word is already very slowly leaking out about the discovery. That's partially how we are here. But if a wider audience learned about this, people would flock here.
I was going to say it might be smart for them, the Amber Knights, to send a group of people here to
Watch
God
it.
the site.
guard the sites and get the things out of here that are dangerous. I mean, we can grab as much as we can, but we only have a single bag of holding, and we can take back what we can to the Knights in the Academy.
Allow me to relay this information and also allow my masters to be choosing with who they deliver it to. I am duty bound to speak to only them first, so I will not speak to anyone else about this yet. I will also trade you a bit of a warning. When I arrived here and we had engaged in combat with the Duled Knights, I was aware that there was activity on the other side of the valley. There is movement in this corpse. I'm not sure if it's just latent machinery coming back to life, or if there is more of a presence here of other humanoids, but this vessel, this corpse, some areas seem still powered. Whether it's residual fossic energies, I don't fully understand how it works, but there is movement here, so be wary. Allow us to move in to the corpse, though. There was this one space that I think will be better hidden if someone comes looking in the area.
Yes.
I'm guessing we need to move your companions, correct?
We will move them alternatively, actually. The Vasir sap will keep them from decaying and control their odors. Will you help assist me in covering them in snow?
Very well.
Oh, yes.
I would more likely like to leave them where they are. The spirits might still linger in that area. As for the other body, you could do as you wish. I suggest we cover it or hide it somewhere. Additionally, there was one room that we did find in the crash site when we didn't go too far before we got jumped. It may have some interest in you, but I believe it is a fine room to stay the night.
That's good to know.
There's remnants of comfort there, and it seems a bit more secluded. Easy to guard, one entryway as far as I know.
Very well.
Will you follow me?
Yes.
Yes.
So as you gather the bodies and move everything to a more safer position, do you also move the servitor, the drone, or will you leave it out here?
It can't fit in the bag of holding, I'm assuming, correct?
No.
It's too big.
It's like a horse.
We can just keep casting light in it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Cantrips can work on it.
do any of us have a magic item that we don't want? Because if you put a magic item in it, it continuously keeps running forever.
Let it eat that cursed
What
cape off
about
you.
that cursed cave?
I don't think
You
it
can't
can.
get
You
it
can
off.
sit inside of it and have it eat the cube.
Imagine
Rosalie gets a
How
mech.
heavy is it?
It's probably like roughly 800, 900 pounds.
Can Chuck carry it?
Yeah. I can.
Because honestly, at least having that right now while we're
Oh, yeah,
here
While we're
Right.
exploring.
is going to be helpful. That's the reason
You
why I
can pick
want
it up.
it.
It's like a big cumbersome metal crab,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can pick it up.
Right now it's within my. Oh, that didn't account for the. Yeah, it's within my regular carry capacity, not even push or drag.
Even with the armor you're wearing,
Holy shit.
You could always.
What is it? 800 or 900?
I would say it's right around 850 probably.
850.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
The motion might have slowed you down 10 feet.
Oh, God forbid.
About to see the man like squat, deadlift, a
Yeah,
fucking
I
cow.
still have an extra 1,000 pounds.
Damn.
So picking it up,
Chuck
Just
of
one arm.
Everly.
you start walking in. Its legs are just sticking up like a dead
Yeah.
crab.
The largest man in Hathay.
He's really impressive.
Yes.
Oh, also, our group name is called Prismagik. I forgot we did not mention our name.
Your adventurers. I
Yes,
should have
yes.
noticed with the necklace.
Oh, well, if you and Teo whenever we're there and things like that, I know we're gonna come find you. But in the magic games, we were planning on taking part. If you'd like to see,
Maybe I will.
because you wanted to see how strong we were. That's a great way to see.
That would be interesting. She'll start to lead you into the corpse.
Gotcha.
as
Really
you
quick,
guys
did
gather
she
everything.
recognize our name specifically, or was she just like, oh, that's
there
an
was no
adventurer
recognition.
name?
That's
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's a fun little name y'all got
Wow,
here.
you guys are
Fun
colorful.
We only just registered ourselves.
Oh, I get it. Like, Prism?
You're all colorful.
That's so cute.
She'll start leading you in as you guys cover the bodies with snow. Maybe even probably move the corpse.
Are
of
you
Bosch.
dissecting the corpse?
I want to do that, but I'm gonna wait till after the break.
Yeah. Will you move it first or leave it there? You can leave it out there. You just have to work out there.
Yeah, like how far away
It's about 60 feet from the opening.
from where we're resting?
No, it would probably be like 250 feet from where you're
You
resting.
just-
Yeah, I can walk out there again. It's fine.
Cool.
I'm not moving it.
Yeah. So as you guys start to move things in, we're gonna go to break right there. But you start to enter the corpse of this once beautiful flagship. See you in a second. How are you? Cool. Okay, so the party was wandering into the crash site of the Alex Grace, followed by Augustine carrying in
Start the timer.
the servitor drone, but also carrying in, covering up the corpses of the Amber Knights outside, but leaving the Lead Knight exposed so you can come back, take a look at it later, as we do that. But yes, as you guys follow Augustine in, she leads you down a path that you do see signs of combat, and you do also see elements of a dead culture. This is the inside of a vessel that was constructed to carry hundreds of people. And you see all along the walls, torn fabric, pieces of posters still on the wall, glued and pasted, but now chipping off in some areas, advertisements of sorts, or some sort of like event posters. You see one poster that reads, a lot of this is in the common language. It's not written in Tickerin. That wasn't like the tongue that they used to communicate. But you see like, charades, East Deck, Wednesday nights. No, not
Is there
Wednesday.
D&D
but,
club?
Yeah. No. There's dice and parlor games in the arcade. Remember your rationing limit. And like
There's a poster for Mace in there.
there actually is a poster of an entertainment in the auditorium. There is come to the auditorium on opposite weeknights for shows from entertainers as well as performance of the captain's favorite. And it just sort of like gets ripped off there.
There's no picture of Mace on there?
There is pictures of like people like acrobats flipping around. There's a display of like actors on a stage. It seems like there was performances and there was also like some sort of play or an act happening in the auditorium at some point. But you also see signs of bones, shattered bones here and there. You see remnants of old hardware. You see a destroyed, ripped into pieces drone, like the one that Chuck's carrying. You even see signs of little automatons, like small little crushed beetle, almost like roly-poly isopod-like creatures that are about the size of a massive
Guinea
pig. Yes, they're quite large, like the ones you found under Lestron, but these are mechanical. They have antennae, but they're like wires that come out. But a lot of them are just shattered and smashed in different areas. There was either a fight here, or people died suddenly, or there was an explosion, or something happened. It's too gone in this hallway, exposed to the elements, to really do detective work. But eventually, passing by one room that collapsed in on itself, you come to another room, down a hallway. Above the hallway is a labeled arrow pointing down, a directional sign that reads Hall of Divining. Some sort of important room. And as Augustine leads you down this path, she begins to speak as her voice echoes through the metal chamber. There was reason to believe that this was a place of some significance, which, in the architecture of the collective, they tend to have one way out, one way in, which is strategically beneficial if you're going to rest there. But also it was a room that had plenty of pillows that we happened upon. That comes to mind. Hopefully they're not all frozen. But as you pass through a pair of double doors, one door smashed open, the other one barely holding on its hinges. These doors are about 14 feet tall. This hallway, the construction of this ship is a mix between industrial, utilitarian, and wholly, almost cathedral-esque, where certain elements get intertwined and develop into this beautiful display of architecture, bent metal that has like beautiful symbology on it, into like the back hallways of a cruise ship where it's all tight and like utilitarian pipeworks are all over the place. And this is one of those grand doorways. But as soon as you pass into it, this room has a bit of light, just sort of casually in this space, and you look for a source, and you guys can all see one little lamp. There seems to have been twins or copies of the same lamp around this room, all shattered, but one little lamp that gives off a strange magical glow. It hangs from the wall just barely, like a candelabra attached, but upon its top is this glass-like crystal structure, and inside this blue glow still lingers there. This room is indeed filled with some couches. Some of the couches have broken legs, tilting side pillows in different spaces. Two massive curtains on the back wall area that sort of come over each other, folding like layers. One massive desk or table that's sort of crumbled on its side, but all sorts of interesting materials, papers that have disintegrated over time, objects of divining, an ori, a starlade or an astrolabe for some sort of measurement of the skies. Also, there's another object here that of great importance. It's given importance through the architecture itself. It almost looks like a little bird water fountain, kind of bird bath. But it has a copper-like structure of metal that holds up this plate of some sort of liquid. And this looks untouched, like clearly some sort of magical item. But yes, all you can hear is your footsteps and the echo of your voices. This is the room I was talking about.
Oh, thank you. This is
very homey.
Rosalie immediately is like, I want to go search for alchemy supplies. So her and Ori are gonna just kind of scrounge around the room and then stay close enough that she can, like, if need be, call for help. But she is gonna look for alchemy supplies or anything that might be of interest with Ori.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for perception. No, we'll say investigation and add your proficiency as well. Okay. Anything else?
And then I'll be right back, actually. I wanted to go do something really quickly.
You remember the way out?
Yes.
Okay, good. And watch where you step. There might still be booby traps throughout the vessel. We don't know how advanced it was.
Yeah, I think that
Me and Ori
got
separately or just one?
ripped up pretty
One.
bad by one of them.
Indigo, would you like to come
Do you
with
know
me?
if the traps they might do are more mechanical or magical
Should I?
sets?
I'm just asking if you would like to.
Not particularly.
Alright.
What are you doing?
The collective always relied on mechanical, but there is magic in all their creations. 50-50.
I telepathically send to you, I'm going to go see what I can do about that Lead Knight's body. I wanted to go investigate it. Of sorts.
What does that mean?
I'm not quite sure how to describe it without it sounding a little suspicious, but sort of like a sister to dissection, but no knives are involved. So you know how I can, and she changes her hand to be kind of like,
Yeah, I don't know if I want to come.
Creepy
Okay.
crawly.
well, I've never had a chance to look at the inside organs of something before. and-
You have fun.
okay.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
As it show you walk out of the room.
The child's
18.
like not speaking, just staring at Indigo, and she's like, "You have fun."
I know it seems a little dark, but
If you see any alchemy supplies, please grab some for me, please.
I will.
She doesn't know at all what you're doing. She just knows you're doing something, and she's like, "Oh, I'm over here."
Oh yeah.
So would you get 18? That's
18.
Right. That's right. As you walk out of the room, you quickly look around this space as the rest of the group, you drop the drone, you start setting up. As you look around this space with Ori's help, using your proficiency more to recognize what is decorative and what is actual usable material. A lot of knowledgeable alchemists just collect random rocks and think, oh, this is useful. No, they're not. But as you look around this space, you do find a box, a crate, that is partially shattered. It looks like at one point it held some supplies, and you do see glass jars, maybe like potion bottles that are smashed. But there's a chunk of an object in here that is usable. You recognize first through smell, but then through touch instantly. You find a massive chunk of incense, like just partially shattered, but it's huge. With that 18, you can guess a rough price probably of the worth instead of the weight of this incense. But this is probably in the range of just over 100 gold worth of incense. Some of it has like basically been deteriorated over time, but what remains is roughly over 100 of sorts.
She immediately collects it and just books it back towards the room. And as soon as she gets in there, she's like, Turn it.
Yes.
I got incense.
Oh, okay.
We can make Salud Familia.
Oh, wait, is that all we...
We have
Wait,
some
like
other
right
stuff.
now?
Yes, this is enough.
Wait,
I
like,
believe.
Is that all we needed?
We have some other bits and pieces of stuff. I mean, it's just like, you don't have to have the exact ratios. It's more you just need a little bit of each, and then automatically if one has a little bit more, it's not the end of the world. But we can make something Familia.
Do we have a copper or brass brazier?
Where did we get one before?
We borrowed the one from Godwin and...
I know I'm not here right now, but you're in the
Yeah.
wreck of the
Yo,
Elixir
there's a
Grace.
copper
No, yeah, I was
thing in the
gonna
center of the room.
You guys, there's like some guy's helmet over there you
There's
could
a lot of
use,
metal.
you know?
Let's-
And we got a.
What was the centerpiece of this
weaponsmith
room
over
again?
The centerpiece was a bunch of couches, but what all the design leads to is this like bird bath-like structure made of copper and with a plate in the center.
Let's just burn our crap in there.
This plate has the look of if it's almost like it's made out of silver, but it's a little too shiny to be exactly silver. It looks almost white. But yeah.
So if we can find something copper, then we can do the experiment. Do you guys see any copper around here? I probably could try going around smelling things, but you probably can see it better than I can.
All right. I'm gonna search for some like copper stuff, like something that seems like it could be used for what
Very
we're...
well.
I'll see if there's anything of interest and
Perception check.
make sure there's
Okay.
nothing dropped as well.
Perception
Walk
check.
around
Nice.
this too, because I'm familiar with metals. And if it's not exactly copper, something I know with enough material that I could mold it into.
Okay. Perception check for me.
23.
23. Okay.
I'm going to go around. I'm going to kind of use my ability to like cast a virtual spell instantly,
Mhm.
and I'm going to cast Detect Magic, and I'm going to start looking around the area for any magical items, kind of any magical effects, or even traps,
Mhm.
and just walk around and try to see what I can find.
9.
9. Okay. Also, Turno, as the incense was showed to you, with your training, you can judge the value of an incense pretty relatively well. You know when it's deteriorated, it loses some of its value, but this is pretty well stored. Like, it has tested time really well. It has tested, and as you're looking at it, you would judge that incense to be probably 130 gold's worth of incense. So it's a good pure block, and it's like a segmented chocolate brick, but really big. So like you can snap segments off, But yeah, as for what you two are searching for, Chuck, first you find that there are some small ingots in here that you instantly recognize. They're not of copper or brass or what you're looking for, but with your knowledge of metals and the way they reflect, you do find that in one corner of this space there are little set like little ingots that turn into like almost like elongated cylindrical pellets. Like they're like about 6 inches long and they're rounded on the ends. You find about 3 of these, and these aren't solid metal. They're a sealed object, like a little capsule. And they're made of a very fine metal, but you turn them over and you can see they have writing on the sides. There are names written on these 3. And you find them actually laying in a pile of what you soon realize is a decayed body. And what's your passive investigation again? An insight? No, sorry.
Insight.
Investigation. No.
No, we can go with insight.
No. I'm sorry, sir. She's dead.
Well, in that case, it's a 9.
A 9? A 9? Yeah.
Insight check that.
This body had these 3 capsules,
Yep,
but
it's dead.
that's all. It was a humanoid, but it's partially shattered now. With a 22.
23.
23.
But not a natural.
Can I read the writing?
Yes, actually you can. They are names.
Okay.
With a 23. As you look upon the area around you, this is obviously a place of religion, but also a place of seeing the stars, reading divinity, fortune telling. There was clearly some sort of culture in the collective that also valued divining truths, seeing the future, foresight and such. And as you look around this space, there is this art piece that's now chipping off the walls now, this paint on metal that is beginning to like flake off of this grand sort of being, this powerful creature, some sort of an emissary maybe, some sort of entity like an angel of sorts, but their face is chipped off, most of their body's chipped off, but they seem directed down, hovering above this this object, that the birdbath-like structure, but directly to the right of this painting, there are some shelves that remain, still barely holding on. They are like glass container shelves that were meant to be locked and sealed, but a lot of the glass is shattered and bottles of liquid have fallen out and shattered on the ground. In the back of one of these shelves is that just might be a brazier.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Just straight
It
up.
happens to be the brazier that probably what you're looking for.
Oh, I mean, I'm not surprised. The Metallurgic Collective did have a lot of like familiars and stuff. Remember?
Oh yeah.
This happens to be a place where you would find one too. So yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
the divination.
So I go
Actually,
and kind of
probably need to climb up. Probably need to.
Turner climbs the shelves.
okay.
Well, with her, no one's help.
I'm just watching.
You're just watching.
Give me a
Wow.
basic athletics check, please.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I love little Turna going like that.
I'll be ready to catch her.
Oh, so you'll be ready to catch her instead of
With
just
those
grabbing
steel arms of yours.
That's a 15.
Yeah, easy enough. You climb
Okay,
up.
cool.
You find the remnants of shattered potion bottles. You find some of the labels on these bottles still there, but in the back, behind a lot of these bottles on the top of this shelf, is a brazier covered in cobwebs and dust that you can kind of scoot out.
Kind of. I'm gonna take it like I kind of.
All that dust.
Dust it. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Oof. Should not have done that. Okay. I make my way back down. Don't.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what did you do? You made your way back down? That's right, okay.
I.
downtown.
What do you. What? Okay.
Are you walking fast?
Where is this going?
Just continue.
Sorry.
Bring the brazier back to.
I'm bringing the brazier back down, and I kind of wipe it off, you know.
Wait, is that exactly what you mean?
Pretty much.
This is where it would be.
It's like.
Wonderful.
Alright.
Because we needed Sadu had 75 gold, I believe, of incense, materials, and a few other things.
I think you need 40 gold.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
40 gold's worth of incense, to
Yeah.
clarify, yeah.
So Rosalie will start walking you through the explanation of how exactly this works, getting out the materials, getting out different things. She will be pulling whatever she needs from her own supplies as well to help feed this essentially. So then she'll definitely be using majority of the incense that she just found, but I know that we have to have, I believe, incense,
Some sort of charcoal.
and a little bit of herbs. So she'll take like a tiny bit of the herbs that we have.
You know, it's like if you go too heavy into the incense, Sadu comes out a little bit
Fragrant?
a little more fragrant, a little less vicious, you know. Too much charcoal, oh, you got a rabid dog, you know.
You don't mind having a good smelling dog.
Especially with how much Sadu probably stinks.
Imagine if you did so much incense, Sadu just came back as a massive golden retriever.
Oh!
Look at this.
What if Sadu's
large
just immune
dog.
to wet dog smell? Kids don't have it anymore.
Oh man, she
That would
gets wet and
save
it
us.
smells like incense.
Yeah. As there
Be a
is
godsend.
a furnace in here, there is charcoal and ash that you can
Yes.
use.
Perfect.
Because this room had to
Wow.
be heated somehow. So,
Yeah.
Now
I mean, yeah, no, it makes sense that this room would have what we need.
Yeah. Now all you need to do is light a fire in a closed space that's not
Yeah.
ventilated.
I
Don't do that.
all the
Don't do
time.
that.
Do you guys
I
smell
it all the time.
gas? Okay.
It's my favorite.
Cutting away from that real quick. What are you up to, Kaisen?
I have detect magic now,
Oh, that's right.
and I'm going to try to see if there's any like magic items, magical traps we might have to worry for that we might just trigger early.
Gotcha.
By the way, or even just anything of magical significance.
So the walls have magic running through them, and very directed, almost like the shape makes you think there's pipes in the walls in some areas where magic runs through them.
Don't cast
One
a
pipe running to that
fireball.
lamp that's still illuminated in space. So these must be the Fossick like pipes.
Ooh.
These are how the Metallurgy Collective kept a lot of their spaces powered. And you know, depending on the generation with your magical studies, make an Arcana check for me.
No.
Pure magic.
15.
Fossick, baby.
15. If this place is like, if this ship was built, you know, and when this science was just coming out before the Second Initiative War and all that, there's a chance that this is a very reactive place. Like if one of these pipes was exposed, you could blow up a portion of the ship accidentally with magic. But your hope is that this is the nicer ship. This is like well refined. Maybe they have a refined Fossick system, which doesn't react as strongly on accidental causes as long as it's not exposed.
Yeah.
So basically, you think you're safe. Also, the other magical presence you sense in this room, there's only two, is that bird bath. I just call it, you guys don't know the name yet, so I'm saying it's a bird bath. But as you look upon it, it has a little heavy presence of divinity, a heavy presence of divination. And you look a little closer. Oh, it had some shelves attached to it. A lot of these shelves had little objects that are now broken or destroyed. And you see Chuck actually holding next to the bird bath little silver objects. Some of the ones that were destroyed on the shelf look exactly like the ones he's holding. These objects had something to do with that magical divination object. Structure, whatever it is.
Weird witch's cauldron.
And you see above, there's like dust above the, I'm going to call it an altar too. It's a bird bath, it's an altar, whatever it is. There's some writing above there. It is clear to you that this writing is written in a language you don't know. And it looks so mathematically perfect, in a weird way of saying it. Almost robotic. This language is mostly made of dots and lines that have perfect symmetry.
Hey Indigo,
Yeah.
can you come look at this?
Sure.
Can you read this binary?
I come over and I read the binary.
Beep boop. Beep boop boop boop.
Right here. There's some writing here that I can't read.
This object, you learn its name, written along the side. It is the altar Penisive.
What?
Altar, and then the word Penisive, which is... Oh god, where did I put that word? It's somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. And I lost it. I'm blind.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, it's Pensieve.
Is it like a person's name?
It's an object. It must be the name of the magical object.
But like, is Penisive... Like, is that a person's name? Is that a word?
Doesn't feel like grammatically that would make sense in this situation. It's more like altar dragon, altar like crown,
Like the
altar.
great altar of insert name here.
Sometimes Tickerin loses its sort of. It doesn't have fluffy language. Okay, it's very flat and blank and forward. That's how they made it. They made it quick and easy to communicate. But you're not familiar with this word. Though it is a magical item, and you happen to maybe have someone that might be familiar with magical items.
What does it
So
say?
this is embarrassing. I can only read one word of it. The other one is like Penisive.
Does that name mean anything to me, either like religious or magically?
Yeah, make an Arcana check for me real quick. To recall this magical knowledge.
You love that. That's a 26.
Amazing.
So, did you go to college? No, yeah, you did.
Amazing
Yeah,
word,
great.
Magic Man.
Yeah, a Penisive is a rare magical item. The collective used them historically. You kind of recall. It wasn't really a history role, but you were more familiar with that. But they've existed for thousands of years. They are rare, and they became probably a little less rare from your own knowledge of magic, because they tend to be made out of metals of the heavens, of other realms. They aren't made of the metal of this world. They have to be made of a metal from another realm. And looking upon this one, its base structure is made of a copper-like alloy, but the bowl itself, this plate, it's a very thin bowl. It only goes about an inch in depth. It holds this liquid in it. It's such a brilliant silver. You think this is probably serene silver it's made out of, which gives it an extra powerful divining property. A Penisive, from your magical knowledge, though, is meant to see memories, meant to divine truths, maybe even a little bit of foresight if capable. But it does this by using drops of tears and blood. So,
Dramatic.
giving it some blood or a tear will relinquish the truth of a person in some ways.
This just a bunch of vials of people's tears over here?
Probably. I hope it's tears.
Chuck, can you see those ingots you found?
Yeah.
Kind of as he's bringing them over,
They're
I'll
sort
kind
of
of
hollow, so.
I'll take a pair of glasses out of him if I can put them on.
He's with his readers.
Not
on.
the eyes of
Spectacles.
minute seeing.
These are vials made out of a very precious metal with names written on the side in common. One is... what the fuck is his name? One is Kagrinik, which is a name you're not familiar with at all. Not
Makes
really at all.
sense. It's like, wow, that's the name of no one I know.
I know, right? One is named, gosh, what is this? Solus. S-O-L-U with an umlaut and an S.
Alright.
And the last one is just labeled, please read.
It's the readme file?
It's the document.
It was written with great haste in a very runny ink on the side.
Readme.txt.
Give it to a Chell. Give it to a Chell. A Chell can read it.
Oh, I'm not here.
No, this is...
No, it says readme.
And
It probably means to divine.
tears.
Maybe it
Using
means to
context
divine it.
clues, yeah, divining is considered reading in the sense. So it probably someone wanted someone to use this vial with this Penisive.
How big is the Penisive?
Oh, it's only about like 2 feet in diameter.
Is it attached to the ground?
It's attached to the structure, and the structure is attached to the ground. Yes, and it looks like it has that liquid in it, but the bowl itself is probably only an inch in depth, but that liquid seems to go very deep,
Okay.
like feet.
And there's no, like, the thing it's on or attached to is not magical itself. It's just this penancy.
It's just the no. The metal it is attached to is also magical.
Like,
But it is so if you're asking what is the magical object, it's the bowl, the liquid, and the stand it's on.
yeah, like how big is all that together?
Oh, it's probably 4 feet off the ground. Probably only at its thinnest point, probably only like 10 inches in diameter. About 2 feet wide at its largest point, which is the bowl.
A bird bath.
Yeah, it is bird bath shaped. A bird just flies
jump
in.
I mean, or I could talk.
Or just like starts lapping in the liquid.
Ori, that time.
And these things are just like, they're just vials.
Dang,
with
if only we had.
most likely
a
blood
wolf
or
bath.
tears in them.
You want to check?
Sure.
Which one do you open?
Please read.
Dude, you're gonna open that, it's gonna be blood, it's gonna smell
Say a
rank.
2-person, like could 2 people get read?
Maybe
the
two small people. You'll see how it works if you try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Find out.
you like twist the cork. It's not a cork, it's actually a lid. You twist it off and you hear like a little breath almost, and like this like almost like moisture mist kind of lingers out. And you do see a liquid in there.
Does it seem to be more clear or a little bit more red?
A little more clear.
More clear?
You said bread. I was like,
Is there bread?
Yeast! Guys, I found the yeast for our next bread.
Homies, we got the yeast.
the sourdough starter.
It's been here the whole time, bro.
Wow!
That's how
Guys,
80 years
found
ago.
it.
Let's make a bakery with this. Metallic bread.
Guys, we found the thing that made the never-ending loaf of bread.
Oh, you're so right.
Oh no, you're about to start the end of the world.
That's
No.
Take some trouble
pour
water.
some water in there.
Was somebody like dying and just cried into a vial and was like, read me?
You wanna find
Would
out?
I be aware with kind of both my arcane and religious background how to use a penancy, or at least
I will say you probably have never seen one used. These are
these are like heard rumors.
well hidden objects. People say you do need to come in contact with the liquid.
We
You know,
can experiment with the
Have
other.
fun with that.
We can experiment with the other 2 to make sure we don't like
Mess it
mess
up.
it up.
Just
The
like,
reading one's
oops,
probably
can
a bit
never.
more important, so we should only use it once we know what we're doing.
Do I think that this might have like limited use, or
yo, mate, it's a vial with like a singer to.
no, not the vial, the penancy.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? This is a
yeah.
long shot.
It probably takes a tier to see a vision.
But I was saying, is it like if I use it once, is it like, get rid of it? Not like
They're like
mechanically. Like, is there
Mechanically, it probably wouldn't last that long. You would get the vision and it would go.
I think
Yeah.
the object itself, if it's in there and there's multiple vials, you can probably use it multiple times.
It's okay. No, sorry. What I was like, asking is the penancy. Can I use it multiple times? The actual device, like if
The actual
Yeah,
device,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So I figured that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
It's like a mirror.
So I can do a safe test first. If I just drip my own blood in there.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me. Guys, let me just,
This might be a long shot, but I do have mace with me right now.
They're like pepper
What does that have to do with this?
He's been on the Alex Graves.
I have been on the Alex Grace. No,
That's actually a good thing to ask him.
I have been on the Alex Grace before.
He told
been
me
on all the
himself.
Listen, love, I've been all over the place.
You must be aware how to actually use this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I guess I'll call him Mace.
Sorry, I was on another phone call.
Who else do you call?
It being dead, you know. Okay, what's up?
Hi. Do you know anything about this penancy? Because you've been here, right?
The ghost just starts looking around.
Oh, we're on the Alex Grace.
Yeah, no, I definitely recognize the ship. I haven't been in this exact room.
Did you ever hear, like, maybe what's his face? Man, what was his name? Reggie or something?
Reggie Roll?
I remember you, like, stomping on some dead guy. I hate you. did he ever talk about
Dude,
the
I
penancy?
fucking hated Reggie, man. That bitch stood up during my show and said
Would
some
Mace really be
weird
the best
things.
one to ask about this?
He's the one I have right
Who's
now.
over here?
Look, we had to get off the ship pretty quick. I came over, left it. That was
We
the
never
situation.
told you about what happened, did we?
Told me about what?
Oh, read this.
There's
There's a lot of. Hold on.
that'll
You
take
two-
a while.
you
I want
guys
to.
talk-
Yeah, what are you asking me? Because like it's hard to apparate.
Oh, yeah,
How
but
do
the-
we use this pensieve?
I don't know how to use a fucking pen. What is a
Okay.
pensieve?
Okay.
I'm a clown. I use
By the way,
clown
are
magic.
you in clown hell?
I use cloud magic.
What?
Did you live somewhere where had shag carpet?
Oh, I fucking hate shag carpet.
You know, Otto.
Cringe. I
don't
think he
know.
loves shag carpet. Liar.
He doesn't want to tell you. He just met you. Why does he? He can't expose that about himself.
I feel like I know how these things work, but I'm like,
Look,
this is good.
Otto, I don't know what kind of beef you had with Otto, but he said something about wishing you were in clown hell.
yeah, Otto is definitely way too serious all the time, and definitely needed to take a fucking chill pill. If you get what I'm saying.
You didn't seem to not get along that well.
Oh, we definitely got along for a long time. It's just more the fact that, like, you know, he was always standoffish. He never wanted to talk, and we never, like, really got to know each other, you know? And that was kind of, I mean, if you're going to die together, you might as well know each other, right? So, if someone holds secrets from you and they're willing to die with you, that's a little bit of a bad sign. It's a red flag.
And
'cause-
considering what we knew of Otto and where we've talked to him, yeah, no, I would agree with him.
Yeah, I
Otto-
kind of hate him.
Otto's kind of an asshole.
Don't get me wrong, he makes a mean martini, but he's kind of a...
I don't think he can do that anymore.
You can ask him
Oh,
his
yeah,
recipe.
he's dead? No.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
From the grave.
Get his recipe.
Find his grave. On that grave, there's his martini
Wait,
recipe.
What-
The fabled Otto martini recipe.
Let them possess you and just make a martini for you.
You can't eat anything.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Go for
Yeah, I
us.
never
can't
know.
drink.
Yeah, he was
The
like, he always
joy of
had,
Otto's
like...
You're 5 years old. You can't drink.
I can't drink.
He always had this like opinion or feeling that he was like so above the rest of us that he like, oh, he couldn't tell us anything because he was like ancient beyond all wisdom.
Yeah, he did that to me.
He's probably like 64 years old or something.
Well, I guess I could just try this, see how it
I would
works.
say try it with the not breathe me one first.
Augustine is just like, is that a ghost?
Oh yeah,
Are you talking to a ghost?
yeah. Mason, can you just hang
Hey,
out?
love, what's your name?
Just hang out for a little bit.
Look, I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. I just kind of want to get to know everyone. You don't come back to life for like, I'm not even gonna lie actually.
Yeah, sorry. Every time I called you, it's been like really quick because it was in battle. I never
I
got.
know, and I'm like really loving this.
We've been trying to contact you for so long now.
Man,
We
I
got
had
literally
to talk.
everybody else
I had
other
to
than
talk
you.
to the worst people because
You
I was
saying I
trying
was
to call
sought
you.
out?
Yes.
Man, if you knew me when I was living, you'd know that would be true.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I had a Asha memory.
You had an awesome memory.
Yeah.
That's
That's what we
What?
were trying to ask him. Was
Is Augustine here?
yeah. Augustine's like,
yeah, Augustine. Don't worry about it.
I'm not like I'm not going to worry about it because I don't understand.
I'm in the middle of a crisis.
I'm just gonna go over here and sit on this couch.
Thank you.
My ankle's still bothering.
Was Asha acting weird on the Alex Grace, the day that all of this happened?
I mean, she was always pretty weird.
No,
Yeah.
like extra
Wow,
weird.
thanks. Perhaps speaking with a Zingathi accent.
Or feeling
He
like
absolutely picked up on that. I remember I made comment.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you know, now that I think about it, being dead and all has kind of like fuzzied my memories, but I do remember her talking kind of funny. And so, yeah, she maybe had a head cold or a sinus infection, or maybe
That
she
was me.
That was so you had an Osh vision that sent you back in time.
Yeah.
What
How does that
apparently.
work?
I don't know.
What
'cause
do you
everybody,
mean? You got sent back in time.
everybody that was there remembers it being not Asha and it being me.
Dude,
So
this is the wildest shit I've ever heard.
yeah, me
How does
too.
that feel going back in time and seeing one's like past not self?
Don't ask.
Did you like
What
feel different?
Fuck did I
Yes.
Did you
miss?
finally understand hunger?
Yes.
I miss being hungry so
I
fucking
don't.
bad.
Later.
And I may or may not be in clown hell, but I can tell you this, I hate not being able to eat anything that's not like covered in carpet.
Carpet.
Is that one of these?
What do you think is in hell, guys?
Covered
It's
in
a
carpet,
hell.
all the
Food
foods.
covered in carpet.
Your apple
Carpet.
covered in shag. Your cake covered in shag. Your meat covered in shag.
Wait, guys. With your food in hell, it does not grow mold. It grows shag carpet.
Let me tell you
I
this.
guess you
The
need to
peeler,
eat
the
the
peeler
cookie
is
before
not
you-
included. You need to buy your own.
Clown Hills sounds insane.
My father,
Wow.
blessed be his horrible soul.
Is he also in Clown Hill?
No, my parents sort of made a deal to like do this to me. That's why I'm like half, hellish, right? And it seems like someone came in to collect my afterlife, and now I'm just giving them a living hell of a circus the whole time. So I'm making them wish I was never born,
I like you. You're much more interesting than the rest of Usher's friends.
It's because I know how to hold a show.
It was the first one I met. But
Oh yes,
pretty
it's
interesting.
true.
Dang, I'm so sad that Chel's not here.
Are you like always that big?
Yeah.
Damn.
He gets bigger.
He gets bigger. Is that something you put on like your like, hi, hello, my name is insert here. I
business
always
card?
get bigger.
I get bigger.
No,
Largest man in
he's the
Hythea.
largest man in Hythea.
I actually go on your dating profile.
Okay, anyway,
Well,
Mace.
Either
Nice.
way, you said you wanted to know us. I'm Kaizen Hutvan Udvik.
It's a whole lot of name. My name is just Mace Tetherick.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Jean-Marie Vaselie Dupont.
What's all these big names?
Truck.
Are you? Oh. Everyone else is like, are you nobility or something?
No, it's just density in names.
Oh.
For you, yes.
Is
You,
not
society or
nobility,
something.
high society, yes.
let me guess. What's your name? Long name. Wait. There's a connection between you two. I feel it with our magical connection.
Thanks for outing me, I guess.
Dude, are you guys like a thing? What's
No.
this?
No, look like that.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's why you were so upset about her marrying the wolf.
Oh.
She's not marrying the wolf.
God,
She's already
it's
married, guys.
Eterna. Her name's Eterna.
Beautiful name.
Thank you.
You have a good friend now.
Oh,
Why do you have to say it like
What do you
that?
mean like that?
You know, I miss you.
Girl, this is like my second meeting of you, and I already know you're a basket of fun.
so funny.
You're much. I genuinely, I like you a lot more than I like any of the other ones. All the other ones were very snooty or rude or mean. Or,
Elena.
I will say, that's what most people think until they see my credit score.
What's your credit score?
What's the
I mean, okay.
Mace wasn't my first name.
Either way, I'll go ahead. I will reach into I can dig into my boot and pull out a knife.
Oh.
Whoa.
Get the little serious.
What's he gonna do with that?
Oh, I think he's gonna
Yeah, I'm
do
gonna
the
kinda-
altar thing. Can you
How are you
just...
gonna cut?
I'll talk to you later.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna kind of
Just hang up on me, okay?
yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna
No, I'm
pinch
just
the
putting you on hold.
I was gonna pinch the flat of the blade with my 2 fingers, and I'll just kind of try to break my finger on top of it.
Man, no one's helping.
Take a point of
this.
damage.
We're just like,
Yeah.
We're gonna
For a
watch
second
you
I was like, why are you using one hand? Oh.
because you have one
One
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
So, take point of damage, that blood.
Yeah.
It like goes into the perceived liquid, and the liquid is a tinted like a lightish green color, almost like a turquoise. And you see the blood drip into it, and this black like lit blood. As it's right up here, but as soon as it hits the water, it tints black, and you see it spread out like ink and water. And then you see this like little, like this trace, like this little string of gold, just for a split second.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my guess at what to do. I'm gonna stick my head in.
Oh, okay.
are we gonna see Kaizen's life story?
Well, Kaizen can see Kaizen's story.
Kaizen gets a vision.
But as soon as you put it in there, it dissipates. The fog clears, and the fog begins to re-emerge, now taking on shapes. And as you put your head in, you guys all see this 1-inch dish, Kaizen's whole head.
Oh, he's just going for it.
Oh wow.
It's just like in there, full in there.
I'm gonna come out with an apple.
Don't open your mouth.
Oh my god.
Come out with an apple.
Um,
The apple is covered in shag carpet.
Instantly,
You saw
Kaizen,
it to Cloud Hell.
It's a
you
portal to Clown Hill.
you perceive, yes, memories, but it's like how you remember things in real life, but more visceral. You could feel, you could sense, you could taste. You feel the heat of the sun. You feel the cold of the winter. You see a child once more. You see a storm. You see cold air. You see books, the smell of libraries, paper. You see all the things you've experienced before. You hear shattering, a scream, an explosion, a pain, a burning sensation, an eruption, and the severing of a piece of you. And you feel the tearing, not the tearing, the absence, the sealing of flesh, and stillness. you basically just relive like your most like intense, painful moments. As maybe blood and tears have different conjurations.
Yeah, or maybe I should have thought about.
Yeah.
I should have thought about something when I was putting it in.
But
I should have thought about the funniest Rosalie moment when I was dropping the blood.
But you basically re-see your life's story, but also the biggest moments that always stick with you, those haunting memories, re-clarified. Not in a way that's like, oh, I'm haunted once again. More like you now see them as they were, not as they are remembered exactly, you know? Because it does give you the truth. It doesn't obscure the truth. It just, from your perception, it draws it out, and it shows you what really happened, not what you remember. And you see it all. You see it all, the first scroll opening, the first circle of what you remember, the spell, the power, the knowledge, the wisdom. You feel the good heat, the warm love of your family. You feel the pain of the sundering of flesh. And then you come out for a breath, like almost like you're ejected.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
Breath was about to kick
Are
in.
you alright?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you see your life flash before your eyes?
Not flash before my eyes. I do not know what memory I was going to pull.
How long did that take?
Oh, he was in there for like maybe 2 seconds.
Okay.
It seemed,
Basically, just relived the worst parts of my life.
Oh.
it was a very unfocused mission.
Congrats.
What?
You resaw the horrors, I suppose.
Yes.
Cutting away from this, going outside, you arrive outside once more, and you go over to the body.
Yep.
You stand over
I'm
the
not doing
missing
it.
legs, and the body's just like.
I just kind of like crouch down and I look at it, and she just like lifts up, like.
You see where there were bandages, they begin to peel off, and there's absence of flesh all over his body.
Yeah. Are there leftover pieces of any lead or not mice, but the powder or anything on him?
Where his blood curdles and sort of solidifies, you do see specks of this gray-like material inside his body, inside his blood. And in certain sections of his body, you see these like little lead pieces sticking out of his skin. Like little small rounded pieces.
Maybe they just shoot up lead. That's the club activity.
This is going to be a very stupid idea. But I'm going to try. I want to know.
You're getting
So she like looks and is like, not going in there, not going in there, I'm not going in there. Alright. And she looks at his teeth like,
You know, the gash in his leg is fresh, probably. You could go in there.
His breath smells so bad. The teeth are black,
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that part.
just like his master.
What do they
Okay.
do?
Try to focus. Takes off her jewelry. Okay, let's focus. Pulls up her sleeve. Alright.
Oh no.
Liquid.
And she tries to like concentrate her slime form into sort of like trying to figure out just more about his anatomy
Yeah.
by like becoming the anatomy. Not actually becoming organs.
Fill in the
like,
gaps.
Fill in the gaps,
Yeah.
trying to like go around and like and also not eat him.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that again. I've learned my lesson.
Much to your horror, you discover that before this fight he had Taco Bell.
Oh no,
No.
bro. Oh no. Can you make a d20 roll, and let's just say for this, add your proficiency modifier.
Yeah, the Draco Peaks Taco Bell.
It's right up that hill, bro.
The Draco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Draco Bell.
The Draco Bell.
How many I take you?
Sorry, what is it? Proficiency bonus I had?
Yeah, d20 plus your proficiency. We'll say that for right now.
Oh, just 5.
It's okay. It just takes time.
Okay.
As you start to feel yourself get stretched out, and you see where your skin, your pigment leaves, and your limb it shrinks and stretches into that. And at some point, At some point at Chell, if someone was here, it would be like a horror movie as like what is probably some of your fingers come out of the nose, come between the eyes, come out the ears, and like it is like you ever seen one of those worms that ejects its stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a sea cucumber.
Yeah, so you're just like going through it, and for a moment, you almost enter like a meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
Like your senses out here dull as your senses in there grow. Yeah, and before you really realize it, you are out here and all in there. To the finest point. You're not there just yet. You can't pierce into the bloodstream. Maybe just not going that small just yet. But everywhere else, oh boy.
And we never saw a Chell again.
And Chell comes back wearing a man suit.
Yes!
Freddy Fazbear?
I am Freddy Fazbear.
The mouth opens.
Hey guys.
Oh. Alright.
You understand the horribleness of this anatomy, as there's a difference in here. You're familiar, you had to take one bio class, you know, in college. Oh my god, his body's changed a little bit. You feel rough area, you feel metal, you feel spike-like structures in certain areas. You feel where some of the skin has calcified. It's horrible inside.
It's messed up.
Could I try to poke out some of these,
Yes.
lead pieces?
As you move through there, can you just make a dex check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Stab yourself on lead.
Okay, 11.
11. You see around the bicep area or the shoulder area where one of the some of the skin is exposed. One of these like little metal dots or like cylindrical objects. It's a rounded object. It comes out and it's a nail. It's a lead like nail about that long. It just sort of.
My other arm just. Ew.
Oh.
I thought you were about to eat it.
Save for later.
No.
Rosalie did ask you.
Yeah,
to
I know.
grab-
That's what I'm actually
Yeah.
doing. Is I'm harvesting things.
Finding alchemy.
Do not tell her where you got this.
Would you like to try to pull anything else
The
out?
lead might be in help. Come in handy later.
I do want to get a few more pieces of lead.
Mhm.
We're also gonna get some. Ooh, I don't really have any vials with me.
You could just cup your hand with blood.
Yeah, you're so
Yeah.
right, Trevor. You're just so right.
Or if it's like make
You
a,
could soak the fabric and then just
Oh my gosh,
squeeze
that
it
hand is.
into it.
I mean,
into-
if you
Yeah.
can make yourself
hand is gonna
liquid,
smell
just
so
make
bad.
a cavity in yourself and just close it in.
Oh yeah, you're right. I could do that.
Just hold it inside of your
I'm my cup hand.
That hand is gonna smell so horrible.
You can wash it.
Yeah.
I'm
With
so sorry,
bleach.
Chell.
She's just like, oh, Rosalie wanted me to get things.
Can you make one more dex check for me, please?
Okay.
Probably want to be having a heyday.
Through 3.
Okay.
That's not a push.
As you're pushing it through, something sticks you, and you feel it for a second there. You take,
I did not just poke myself with infected
dude, tetanus, bro. No, you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow!
And you're almost like instinctually pulled back, and the body twitches as it like you retract instantaneously from certain areas. But you have something. It's stuck to you, but you have
I'm
something.
not gonna say a disease.
So I take my
Yeah.
just
Hepatitis.
The body kind of like lifts off the ground as you're like pulling yourself back.
it's like covered in
Yeah, it's gross. It's so fucking gross. But as your hand begins to reshape into the 5 fingers, there's something that it's like a little. It's about the size of a pecan like casing, like an entire nut
Shell.
casing shell. Yeah, a pecan shell. It is covered in like spikes. And it has symbols on it, very crude, horrible symbols. But it's completely made out of lead.
What
I'll
part,
just-
what part of his body was that in?
You think it might have been somewhere in his stomach or
Oh,
deeper in
what
there?
are they putting in their bodies?
Because I imagine she can just like fuse it out.
Yeah.
Or like. Oh.
Yeah, it's about a D20 size.
Well.
Something that didn't
You had-
pass.
You absolutely did not have the best health, did you?
His eyes are just oblonged now.
No, I didn't.
Well,
This is,
I like this story.
You're losing your mind.
We're gonna go for it.
No, I didn't.
Hell
I think
yeah.
I'm losing my mind, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe don't stick your hand into an uninfected body.
There actually is. You can read on this object actually.
All right,
Because you can read any language.
Read any language.
There's a bunch of crude, strange symbols on it, but on one side, carved into it very, it was almost like a mold, like molten lead was poured into a mold, and this is like the writing on it. It says. Yeah,
My
there
big
you go.
metal one.
Yeah, there you go. It simply says, "Rot and grow."
Rot and grow. Ooh.
What kind of fentanyl pill?
Ooh. Well, I guess I know why you were rotting now. It's no stomach. Well, I'm sure Rosalie would like to analyze that. I'm not letting Kaizen touch this. He has a knack of getting his hand on things he shouldn't.
After just pricking himself and
I take
seeing-
my little collection of lead pile and like this and some, I guess like a rag or something that's dipped in his blood. Why not?
Yeah, of course, right.
Yeah,
Might
why
as well get
not?
some of that good juice.
Why not? Well, she like licks his face. Steps on it.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid thing.
Did that feel good? you instantly recognize the voice as you see a partially chilled and covered in snow, really cold, familiar Rakshasa. Standing like coming from behind a rock, just like covered in ice, like the fur's like kind of frozen.
It's Finn!
Oh, this.
Is everyone else?
Finn, what the fuck, man? I mean, I know I just did that, but
Look, I'm not gonna say shit, okay? I'm just.
look what I found in his stomach.
He's gonna take a step back. Look, is it?
No, I'm kidding.
Where's everyone else?
They're inside. We rescued an Amber Knight and her, sort of her companions. She can resurrect them later.
I'm gonna like maintain my stealth then. I don't want to be seen
No.
around
She'll be
that.
gone tomorrow, but
Good.
do you need me to like relay a message or something? Or are you here because Kaisen's doing something stupid right now?
Kaizen activating
Always
the
doing
celestial
something.
artifact.
I don't know.
I don't know if he realizes just how much I can feel from our connection. I can't always watch him, but I can feel certain things he feels. And right now, he's going through something. Oh, it just ended.
He's waterboarding himself.
Oh boy.
I'm just very exhausted. It took quite some effort to find you and get back here. I flew for so many hours. I'm so cold.
You can change your shape, can't you?
Yes, but it'd
Oh
be
right,
weird if you
but they
walked.
can identify creature types.
Also, if you walk back in with someone new, right? It'd be kind of. Is there a bunch of people here, like random new people, or? I'll just maintain my distance. Because if it's an Amber Knight, I'm worried they can sense.
Yeah, the paladins have that knack to identify strange creatures.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know what the fuck that just was, but you know what? Better for you.
I just wanted to see if I could get any alchemical supplies for Rosalie.
That's the worst way to put it.
And also
Chemical supplies.
test some capabilities. But not losing myself, I promise. I'm not trying to become the...
That's definitely why I didn't immediately approach. I was kind of worried that you had killed everyone else and then this was the final step. But
no, they're all just inside.
I'm glad to hear that. I know our relationship is kind of strained, if you can even call it a relationship. But I'm glad you're not going over the edge, so to say. But if you ever want some tips on dissecting a cadaver, I could give you some more educated knowledge other than just sticking yourself inside it.
He has 4 degrees.
He does have 4 degrees.
You went to college for this?
You did go to college for this. Well, I will let you know.
Thank you. Also,
Do you have a vial with you? Any vials?
no, but I do have a cup.
I have a cup. A cup? Wait, do you use it to drink? Obviously.
I don't need to eat anymore, so I just have it just in case I need to like hold some liquid or something. So here. I know what you. Yeah, okay, here. He hands you like a wooden cup.
You can say no.
You know, it's okay. I'll find a new cup if I want.
Okay.
I'm not too attached.
Just cup.
I feel like
You know what? They absolutely have like those like copper drinking cups on the ship.
Oh
You
yeah.
can get a couple of those.
Also, if you can, he tosses you an object. He tosses you a cloth-wrapped object, and it opens in your hand.
It's soap.
It's soap. That smells wonderful,
Oh,
and it has
goodness.
flakes of like some sort of precious object in it, or like sparkly material.
Oh, this is actually wonderful
It's
timing.
it's apparently like really hard to find. It's I mean a 15 gold's worth bar of soap, so yeah.
You hear in the back of your hand, don't use it for easily, clean yourself off.
No.
Oh, I can't wait. No.
Let me take the cursed magic item.
And then you can put it in the robot.
Put it in the robot.
Yeah, that's what I said. Is perfect. This is perfectly timed because we needed to put a magical object into a robot, and well,
you just happen to need
no,
What kind of robot?
it's one of the little crab ones.
Oh, one of those metallic drones.
He came in quite handy when dealing with this one.
I would be careful putting the cursed object in the machine.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Influences of dark magic can influence the machine itself.
Oh, you're right. Damn it.
So it's about now that you can also pick up with your limited massive insight. your capable insight. Finith has 4 degrees, yes, but he has knowledge from his previous life and knowledge he's collected over time. He probably is he probably has a bit of scholarly knowledge about machinery, faucet machines maybe of some sorts, you know?
Wouldn't uncurse it, it would just make you able to remove it.
This whole
But
time.
I will suggest that I now go invisible and keep my distance. I will reappear when this Amber Knight is gone.
Alright.
You may want to clean your hand off.
Ugh.
It
With that
smells.
I
Fine,
used
so-
to shape water and just precipitation.
Mm.
Good
Well,
enough for now. Unfortunately.
You'll smell it.
watch your step around here. These old sites are probably trapped.
Thank you.
Oh, and also he looks to one of these blue crystals. Make sure you don't shatter these. They might have liquid phosphate still inside them. Deep, but these might still be in there.
Alright, I'll keep it in mind.
He will step back and disappear. The last thing disappearing is his tail. It's just
Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. He's so cute.
you can see in the snow. He was wearing his shoes, but when he disappears, like
He still sees
he
right.
loses the illusion. So it's like paws.
Dog's out.
Yeah.
Cat's out.
He has very wide cat feet. I mean, he's like a tiger, so he has like the very like broad feet, you know, to swim better with as well. But yeah, you are alone once more.
Chill just gets the urge to go.
I know, that's what I was like. Chill's just like, she's like, gets all this stuff and is walking back, and it's just in her head like, he's so cute. So cute. I just want to. No. No. We're not doing that again. No. Walk around that. No, we're not going to step on that. Alright. And I guess she comes into the room wherever you guys are.
And Kaislin is like,
And it's just like, all right, well,
back.
I came back in here because I had some sort of instinctual sense that Kaislin's doing something wrong.
Kaizen's face is dripping wet.
When is he not?
This is
Hi
the
there.
same man that almost blew himself up, remember?
He did.
Oh,
Twice.
I am
Rosalie.
learning things
What?
as I'm unscrewing it.
Could you explain what that object does, Augustine asked? Because I don't know if we actually knew what it did, but you just stuck your head in.
I have a sense of what it does. It's called a alta pensive. It's
Okay.
a sort of something that divines. You could put a drop of
I'm
blood.
familiar with the Penisive, actually. There's one in Teo in the Amber Hold.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, then do you
It's-
know what it does exactly? I feel feeling that Kaislin knows what it does now, but
Why don't you tell?
You can sort of get memories from it, or even be able to divine things, which I'm not sure how to do yet. But I was able to put some of my own blood in and get some of my own memories, not as I remembered them, but as they were.
You can,
that's
as far as I know, you can add tears or blood or other objects from the body to it, but blood tends to be the most powerful substance to divine.
And Chuck found these 3 vials. 2 with names on them, and one that it says please read.
Maybe you should read it.
That's what I'm doing as I crack open.
oh no.
All
Crack open a
right.
cold one.
Eterna, get ready for when he inevitably blows up.
Alright.
I'll be fine.
He just gets dragged into the
Rosalie, by the way, I got you some supplies.
Oh, what?
Oh, and, I'll explain later, but I also found these. It's the pointed lead object that was in the other guy's stomach.
Yes.
Are you very open about this, or are you keeping it close between you?
No, I was like with Rose, so
Okay, okay.
like this, like putting Rose is right here.
Okay, yeah.
I don't.
She like brings out like a little cloth to kind of wrap everything in and just shoves it in her bag for right now.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Kaislin. Have a nice trip.
Yeah. I'll pour it in and I'll go apple bobbing.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
you do
Do you actually need to stick your whole face in? Okay.
you do the read me?
Yeah, do
Does he
please
need
read.
to put his whole head
I
in
don't
there?
know.
It depends on the sort of Penisive. They can be of different levels of power. But oh, there we go.
Do you think he
just
needs to
doing
put
it
his
anyway.
entire face in?
It might work better. I don't know. As you put your whole head in, this is the readme. Wow, this was written hastily, but as soon as you, like, you see the ink, the drops of tears, they turn to black liquid and they reform it from shadow into shapes. You see what you can only describe as a sparkly, wonderful town of marble and glass. Young reflections of a younger person, of a childhood. You see a place of beauty. And then you see stars, a night of uncertainty, butterflies in the stomach, a cringe of concern. You see stars fall from the sky, blue lights crashing into the world of Hythea. You see the moon choked with smog and cloud. You then see structures on fire. You see people running through the streets, mobs batoning each other to death with clubs and mace and wood. You see images of a child witnessing blood for the first time, of their neighbors and of their scholars and of their other people. You see objects made of wood and metal with blades on their hands, farm tools constructed into golems of strange scarecrow-like construction tearing knights and people down alike. You see a memory of the first uprisings against the aristocracies, against the orders of authority in the world, the first initiative, the first blood spilled in the machine god, or the war with machine god. And then you see an image of people gathered together, covered in ash, collected in purpose, with scars and blood alike, collected in determination, collected in envy and hate, collected in hope and love. You see a union of random, poor, once noble, once powerful, now lost people, without culture, nation, or family alike, gathering together to fight burning hot steel. And you see a figure looking at herself in the mirror. You see a woman who has some sort of ancestry of half orc, but it's maybe a quarter now. The remnants of canines from the bottom of her mouth, a little bit above the lip. A woman with a large square jaw, boxer's jaw if you will, a bit more stout, a bit more sturdy, covered in the regalia and decoration of the faith of the machine. But envious hate in her heart, covered beneath the veneer of this costume. You hear whispers, you hear talk, you hear secrecy, you hear need for deception, cloak and dagger. The hum of an engine, the flight of a ship through the air, the wind blowing by, and the vision solidifies to a woman in her final moments. A woman who speaks to herself out loud in this room that you now stand in. May this find you, whoever reads my final moments, no doubt. I bring to you the word that we still survive, continue the fight. I will read their fortunes, but I will not bring their future. May their steel melt into slag, and may their bones melt like all my family to ash. Burn them now. Burn. And the breath leaves her mouth. Something happens, some sort of rupture or power erupts, a wave of energy, iridescent, not colorful, but shining glimmers of this almost rainbow-like texture, like an oil slick, passes over her, and her breath leaves her as she has but the final moment to collect her tear into this vial. And as she collapses to the ground, her final action before her brain loses all function is screwing the top of this vial onto this object. As she grips and holds closely to her chest two other vials of importance, the feeling, the fading memory, the image, the experience. Her death. You see it firsthand as her vision darkens, as her mind fogs, as her dreamlike state enters the long rest. She holds these other two vials with great importance. These other two vials being so important to her cause. Their messages must not be lost, must be heard. They must be read. And in those final moments, as she seals them away, as she leaves this message, as her vision goes black, and all she can do is feel the room around her, as all but that leaves her, just the lingering thought, the last whisper in the hall that is her mind. Please, read. As she dies, strange magic ending her life. And she dies, gone, and the vision comes to you. You witnessing this tear, her final moments. Not like her whole life, but just her most important moments. Yep.
So what did you see?
Anything interesting?
The two glimpses into the life of a half-orc woman, at least some ancestry, maybe a quarter left. I saw the early moments of the first initiative, when the stars were falling from the sky and the moon became clouded.
Oh, wait.
The raiding and burning of a village, neighbors killing each other, and crude machines roaming the town. And then it jumped onto the ship, where she seemed to be dying. I'm not sure what from. But these other two vials that she holds are important to her mission, something that needs to be heard.
Do you think that maybe she was part of the people that was here to take down the Alex Grace?
Probably. Can I look down at the body? Is it any kind of recognizable, or is it just like...
The flesh is partially flaked completely away, and the bones are all that are left. They're partially broken down from fallen objects that crushed what was left, but you could see what remains of a skull, ribs, the hands. Yeah.
It does seem like she might have been a part of a rebellion of sorts. I could see her in her armor of the Metadetic Collective, but I can feel hatred towards them.
I bet she was involved with you know what. Kaisen doesn't know what, but you know what.
Yes.
Guys, I promise you need to read this paper.
It's my manifesto.
If I do that
I need
in
to read my
moment,
thesis.
It'll take a while, I think. I go ahead, I'll screw the cap back on this one for if there is any bit that remains.
No.
Nope.
This might be important to the things you're seeing, so maybe you should
Can I
read
have
it
the
right now.
vials if they're empty?
I was also planning on having some of them, but
We can just put them in the bag of holding.
that works. But I'll at least screw this one back on and I'll put it away for it now. How long will this take to read?
I don't know.
How
It's
fast
like
do you
a
read,
few
Kaisen?
pages.
Very fast.
Yeah, we can do the stuff with Sadu while you do that. Please.
Yes.
Actually, I do read at double speed right now.
Yeah, so it'll take
Double
about 5
speed.
minutes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead.
And while you guys do that,
Yeah, we're gonna work on making Sadu a familiar.
you break down the incense, you gather materials, you have the brazier. Now all you have to do is put the dog in the brazier.
Get in, Sadu.
No, you just put her foot in.
Yeah.
Put a foot in.
She just needs to be around it. But I will say,
so
Turna, this is a fool animal who has no idea what becoming a familiar is.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of first let me sit down with her.
Mhm.
I kind of like pet her face. I give her a kiss on like her snout,
Yeah.
like the top of her snout.
Rosalie will help do as much of the ritual as she can, so like getting the circle set up, getting all the pieces set up, making sure that everything is like correct, so then you have to do the bare minimum that you basically have to.
Okay.
And also so then you can stay with Sadu and keep her calm while this is happening.
So we have been in danger quite a bit. You can't really.
Oh.
You are a dog. You do not quite understand me. Yeah. Yes. You're very sleepy. But it has been a long day. But I can do something which will make it so that you cannot die out here. I don't know how to like ask you if you'd like to be.
She'll just lick your face as you're talking.
Thank you very much.
Would you want? I can try to see if Oi can explain.
Look, Ori has like 10 brain cells, this one has 2.
No, I know, but Ori can probably at least do some images of some sort, because she can do telepathic communication. She can at least try to show binding of 2.
It's true. It's true.
I can show images to their mind. If you need me to talk to Sadu, I can try.
I mean, I was more thinking Oi could because Ori's in a familiar
That's
pact.
true.
She can probably at least try
Explain the process.
to explain what it's
process.
like as a familiar herself. I know it's probably not the best way because she still is not as
Animal.
she's not as intelligent as like a full dragon or a person, but
Maybe they'll understand each other better because of that.
Alright.
yeah, that's
you like
that's-
to?
Yeah,
So
she's gonna ask Ori to try to explain the process and also see if she can get a confirmation if Sadu's okay with it.
Okay, well. Ori.
It might. She's gonna be like, maybe explain it almost as if mating, but not in that way.
No.
No,
No.
like bound for life, but not like
Like
that.
marriage?
I mean,
Yes.
if I'm in a contract, it's kind of marriage. Hey,
More marriage, not mating.
Marriage, not mating.
No. I was more meaning like, you know how 2 geese, they only ever are. There's only a pair that only
Yeah.
stay
You
together
used
for
the
life.
wrong word, Billy.
They're called a mating pair.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
what I was referring to.
Ori will attempt to communicate,
just-
and Ori like
Or just a
sort
bad
of
job.
lands on top of Sadu's like
Poorly
head.
explained.
It's like mating. It's like, goodbye. I'm living in these mountains now.
We're done. We're through.
No. It's like a pair. You become a pair.
Best friends forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Ori will land on top of Sadu's head and sort of like start looking in Sadu's eye,
besties.
and Sadu kind of.
Forever besties.
And there's some kind of conversation happening here,
BFFs.
or like some thought, and
Dragon to wolf.
it takes a second, but Sadu kind of just like seems somewhat receptive. And the only confirmation you really get is that like Sadu does like sort of like cling to you, Eterna, and like sort of rests her massive head on your shoulders. You know?
I like.
Like if there was a bit of a sense, it would probably be like we're already connected to the hip. You ride me. I mean, like, sure, why not? Let's make it official, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I should not have started this.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah, this is on you.
I'm sick!
I love
that
it.
joke
I love
about
it.
Eterna
It's so
being
funny.
married to Sadu.
But Sado seems.
That's not what's happening.
No.
Not what's happening.
Sado seems to accept the contract, so to say.
Welcome to a typical D&D campaign.
Oh boy. You're not a typical D&D campaign.
The bear.
All right.
Don't. I mean, that's a druid.
So you guys are gonna go through the process.
Anyways, we're gonna
still hate
go
Halcyon,
forward.
We're not getting on that right now.
So it is a familiar process that you've done before. It is the familiar process. It's the familiar ritual. But using High Thayan, using the house rules we have here, you expand the spell to contract a creature above the normal CR that familiars can be. And in this case, as Sadu comes closer to you, Eterna, you stand near the center of this the brazier, and the brazier between you and Sadu, underneath both of you, and this incense laid in a ring around you, following Rosalie's rules and commands. You go through this process. You say these words, and the incense begins to light and smoke begins to fill the space, almost making like a dome of smoke of incense around you. It begins to smell beautiful, almost heavy, with that incense as it begins to burn away. As it forms this dome of smoke, Rosalie, you explain this final process and need to almost intertwine the souls of the familiar and master. And as you do that, and you say that, Eterna, you expand yourself out. Is there a thought that comes across Eterna's mind in this moment as you essentially allow part of your soul to be attached to this direwolf? Sadu, is there a thought that comes to your mind?
In what way do you like it's something I want to
If
say to her?
you could say something to
okay.
Sadu using just emotion entirely.
I kind of want to like convey kind of the thought of like, you have been a part of my life. You've done so much for me. You are my very, very like best girl ever.
Ooh.
And
Just like licks your face again, right under the chin.
I could not bear it if you perished in battle fighting for me with no way to bring you back. I love you so much.
Where there wasn't a connection this deep before, instantly it hooks around that emotion, that expression, and it creates a bridge between you two. You feel it as if your heart is extended, and you feel a channeling from Sadu, almost an expression from Sadu, a need to fight and live till death with you, you know, a lingering loyalty so deep that it is instinctual, and that bridge solidifies. And in that moment, the incense collects into the brazier, and a bit of fire comes out like a little wisp and floats up between you two, and it splits and passes into both of you, and this quick glow just sort of goes over your bodies, and then it dims out, and the brazier is empty, and the used incense is gone. Now using 40 golds worth, you have 70, I think, left. No, you have
60.
It was 130 minus 70, yeah, so 60.
So 60.
60 incense left. 60 golds worth of incense. But you and Sadu have a familiar's contract now. Meaning you cannot make a contract with any other creature without killing Sadu.
Oh my god.
Or Sadu dying.
Look.
You can't release them without them dying?
So to do
That was
this,
in my
it takes a
backpack.
stronger ritual.
Oh, that's on your okay.
But they are for now and ever connected to your soul. So if you die, they go with you.
Also,
I'm taking you with me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If Sadu dies, you don't go with her though. It's not a balanced situation. You do receive a detriment though if she like eternally dies.
also, congratulations. Trevor now has the ability to kill Sadu now because you can bring them back. So Trevor will target them now.
Yes.
She went down.
She's a murder
She went
in
machine.
that
down.
fight.
Trevor did not kill.
Yeah.
No, he can.
Sadu seems to have this knowledge as well.
What would happen if we cast reincarnation on Sadu?
I don't know,
You
man.
can reshape her as you wish. I don't know.
I thought it was random.
Oh yeah. So it comes
Well,
like
does it have to be
a turtle.
humanoid? That spell might need to be
A
humanoid.
turtle.
I'm a whole person now. I'm a turtle person.
I think it's funnier if it can be any creature.
Yeah.
Dude,
She
man,
only casting like
She goes back as
resurrect-
like your dog, and
Rink.
it comes back as like a tiefling.
What's up,
Oh
brother?
my god.
what's the weird? A starfish. Oh my god, Sutter, you're a starfish. I can't write you.
It worked!
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's good.
So now you two can actually communicate telepathically as well.
Oh. Wow.
Not fully, it is basic, but you can share
Yes.
images back and forth.
For a moment there, you do feel like you see yourself through Sutter's eyes.
Oh wow.
The colors are different.
I mean,
Yeah.
she is a dog.
It is a little strange at first, but you'll get used to
I
it.
see certain colors.
Can dogs
That's
see green?
I don't
I
remember.
think it is just green and red, actually. That dogs
Or
can
is
see.
it
Something like that.
Blue and orange.
No, I think they see green.
Chat, what colors do dogs
Give the
see?
chat.
What are the dog colors? Tell us.
But yeah, you can almost see yourself through her eyes and this warmth that Sadu feels for you.
Oh.
I send back like a almost like just a heart emoji.
Little heart.
You guys have a chat now. Oh my god. We have another
Sadu chat.
horse chat. Remember that?
Oh my god, we have a new
Oh,
horse
no.
chat, but it's
Sadu.
Sadu and Ori chat.
Yeah.
Familiar chat.
Sadly,
Can
Sadu
we
cannot
put
send
Finn
to
in
the rest of
Finn
us.
in the horse chat?
Oh my
Can
god.
we add one?
We
to
need to have a new chat. We need to have a new horse chat, Trevor.
That
I
comes later.
loved having that for
It was
Goldie.
so
That was so fun.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
So we can have like wolf emotions.
Yeah.
Please.
Dragon emotions.
We'll
Finn
find
emotions.
a place for it. But as of right now, you finish your contract. At the same time, you finish reading that novel. It was the craziest fan fiction you've ever read.
Yeah, pretty crazy, right?
Mace, is Mace still here?
Yeah, Mace.
Where? Oh.
Oh my god, what is this?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
this
the
is here.
maze that you're
Yeah.
looking for.
I have a feeling that we have about 20 minutes left before you have to use me. But
Well, it's until I go to sleep.
I know, I just didn't want you to force me to stick around the whole time.
Oh, sorry.
Also, we should.
I lost my accent there for a second.
We
I'm
should also
sorry, I
be
have a
sleeping
really quick
soon.
question.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the Eric's Grace, when you were there,
Yeah.
you were trying to
Oh.
get someone named Asta out.
Oh.
What do you know about
Well, that wasn't on the Elks Grace. That was
Oh.
on the Milk Seed.
on the milk seed? Yes.
The milk
No,
seed.
no, no.
That's a hell of a.
The milk seed was the second one we went on.
Oh, that's
On,
what we had
on, on,
anyway.
the
The twin star.
The Twin Star.
on the
That's
on the
Not
Black Cloud
sponsored.
Fleet.
Not sponsored.
You were trying to get someone named Asta out.
They were
on
trying
the
to get
Black
her-
Cloud Fleet.
Oh, that was the I think it said Asha. No, that was the prisoner that Asta was supposed to be watching and kind of caused that entire predicament. Maybe that was you. Maybe that was your
No,
fault.
I came in right after that.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what that was about.
Really?
You sounded suspicious about it, but I have no idea what it's about.
Okay.
What do you know about them?
What do you mean? What do I know?
Oh,
Like,
she was in the fight later on. When
Oh yeah, Asha knew her later.
yeah, they fought on
Asta the Smite Mage. This is after you died.
Yeah,
Huh,
she
okay.
was Asta the Smite Mage. She was on. What was the? It was
The
the
Steel
ship.
Rapture.
Yeah, she.
That's the sickest name
did you
I've
ever
heard.
see them?
You know, I travelled along a lot of the ships doing some entertainment work. You had to keep lieutenant soldiers entertained, you know, or else they get a little rowdy. A lot of those Navy men, they'd like to talk about some of the prisoners they had on the vessel. There was a lot of prison. I mean, even on the Elks Grace, there was a dungeon of sorts. So there's maybe some prisoners that were on this ship. But on the Twin Star, since it was a quick, light ship, I think they kept her there because she was like some sort of like sneaky little powerful mage, so they were about escaping, so they needed to catch her quick with the vessel, maybe, I don't know. She was found in some mountain area on the way. She was like a terrorist to them, kind of like a hero to us. I never really got to meet her. Never really met her. Sorry, my accent's flipping all over the place. I'm getting to my actor roles again. I never really got to meet her. But
Did
and she was-
Asha ever talk about her?
probably after I died.
Oh.
Did anyone in your group see them?
Yeah, Alsha. Also, oh my gosh.
Did
what-
Elena?
Yeah, probably Elena. Probably Lena. Odo might have seen her, but Odo's not going to give you shit, I bet.
Yeah.
It stinker.
Tyson, deal, why are you asking about
Yeah, what's the
this
point? Have you read a book about it or something?
I'm not certain. I'm trying to get confirmation.
one? About what, darling?
The things are lining up. At least with
With what?
What things are lining up, darling? You need to
Asta?
do it.
Are your
Yes,
stars aligning?
also the Smite Mage.
Yes.
I'm not certain. It's all the pieces are there.
Yes, go!
Okay. She might be my great grandmother.
What?
What?
Oh, wait, the one that had the scroll that made you blow up and lose your arm?
That scroll right there.
Oh, the one you asked Margaret about?
Yes, the name I got from her was Asperia.
Are you talking about that scroll right there on your waist that could kill us all right now?
Yes.
If it blew off his arm, it could kill you all.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Yes.
Not probably anymore.
Really?
Most of that magic has
Well, there's some
disappeared.
lady inside of it.
You got some lady in that scroll, guys.
In the scroll?
I doubt that.
I mean, supposedly she died on the Steel Rapture.
No?
That's something I found out from Oleana.
Well, that's
No,
full
no,
of
no,
shit.
no, no,
What?
no. Asha died.
So did Asta.
No.
Did she?
Sounds like history's a little confusing.
Well, obviously.
Yeah,
she
and Otto's no
died.
help, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, if it is who guys
Well, where
think
is
she
she?
is, then she obviously didn't die on the Steel Rapture, and that she was
had
getting.
kids before.
Okay.
Where is she now?
Dead.
Where?
Well, I guess she ended up there at one point. Sorry, that was not funny.
Mace.
Can
Can you go be stupid somewhere else?
you
When?
want to see me juggle?
Yeah, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, definitely not
Okay.
the same.
How did she live that long? She was fighting during that time. That's it.
Apparently she wielded some sort of divine wizardry magic.
Oh, that's probably how then. Okay.
Yes, she was
They called her the Smite Mage for a reason, right?
probably
Yeah, Oleana
close
said
to
something about like she was like a cleric. or
93, 94.
Good for her. Was she a human?
Yes.
Yeah, real good for her.
something. Yeah, Oleana
Wow.
said she was a cleric.
Was your grandmother a cleric? Your great grandmother was a cleric?
I'm not too sure. They kept everything about that past pretty secretive.
Was she one of those worshippers pointing to your necklace of the Archon's faith? One of those folk that probably did the imperial family and all that.
I believe so, yes.
Huh? Was that her necklace?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know, we could always look into her once we get back to town. We have plenty of resources. Between me and you, we could probably get most books that we could find.
Yes, it's just... What throws me off is when I was talking to Margaret, I asked them if they knew my last name at all, because I've been trying to find anything about my grandmother or great-grandmother that I could. She did fight with the Metallurgic Collective. She was some kind of frontline war mage.
With or against?
Against.
Oh, okay, that was the specification
Yes,
I needed.
against.
Well, she joined the Ashbourne after
Oh, she lived a crazy life.
Yeah, she got some
Oh, she took
medals.
my spot.
Well,
I'm...
there
guess
were a
it
lot
was
of open
vacant.
spots.
Oh, I bet.
What you wrote down does not put her last name, but everything else lines up.
Well, maybe
That's crazy.
Grammy was a war hero.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Okay, Miss, can you just like?
You want to see a juggling trick real quick?
A little.
Fuck.
He is a bit of a clown.
You now understand probably why some people didn't like him.
You know, I know you wanted to try out the rest of those vials, but I think we should just go to bed soon.
Yes.
That
can
took
try
a
that
lot out of
tomorrow.
me.
Do you think?
What do you
Who
think?
do you think my tears would?
I was also
Ooh.
thinking I'm missing some things in here. I wonder if that would work on me too.
Do your tears separate from your body?
I mean,
Girl,
trust,
we're about to find out.
darling, I worked in the entertainment industry. You think I haven't cried myself to sleep once or twice?
But do they separate
What
from
if
your
your child
body?
doesn't
Yes.
need to actually like piss? She just drinks water and it goes to your ducts.
Ew.
Yeah. She's a slime.
Anyway,
Do you ever think about the things that come out
No,
of your mouth?
I'm a DM for a reason. This campaign is filled with nothing but stupid ideas.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn.
I mean, we have a slime, we have a goblin warg rider over here from Lord of the Rings, we have a robot girl that's 5 years old, we have a largest man in Hythea. You guys are a circus, you know?
I want a deer.
That's right.
Yeah, and a deer.
Yeah.
You got your
A
white
blind deer.
White guy.
Or white guy.
Just a generic guy.
Oh man. We have, just talk to a ghost clown.
All right. Well,
Wild.
You know, I didn't
You
even
know-
think about the ghost clown.
I was kind of assuming that Asta the Smite Mage would be one of my songs, but maybe she's not. So I have a few that are like unaccounted for. I don't know who they are.
How long have you had
Yes.
these songs for?
Asha
Okay.
made them. They just kind of come to me.
I don't know. I don't keep up with your names of the ghosts, but didn't one of them mention that Asha might still be alive
Oh yeah,
or
Otto.
somewhere?
Yeah. Well,
You think she's actively writing these songs? That would be
No.
crazy.
I think he was talking like metaphorically. She never left the
She's like-
steel rapture.
She's like faxing them to your brain as we speak.
I have a fax machine.
Of course you have a fax
Look more into the names. I promise there's probably something out there. If she
Yeah.
was a huge war hero, or maybe when we talk to the Amber Loyalty, they will have something, or maybe I can even ask my father to see if he knows anything.
How
'cause-
did she escape?
You?
What?
Probably something to do with you. I mean, you were there. Well, not you,
No,
but
I mean how she
Asha.
escaped the steel rapture.
Yeah, and then maybe it's Asha did, because if she helped her escape once, she might have helped her again.
Yeah.
If she was divine,
Apparently, Vron
reason-
also lived.
you have weird magic stuff. Maybe with like the whole weird thing where the stuff happened, or whenever we were after the dragon fight.
There's a lot of thoughts going on here.
Yeah.
I think some of us may have a concussion. I'm not going to lie. Some of us have ailments that need to be cured. Again, we can theorize and concoct ideas and such tomorrow.
After we sleep.
After we sleep, have a
And
good
we
night's
eat.
rest, and we eat.
August,
Hopefully this one goes down.
And
Dunking your head repeatedly in a tub of water probably didn't help.
I don't know if it's cold water.
It does a sort of divine holy water in a sense, kinda.
Sure,
Were you able to see
sure.
this with
You got an
both eyes,
eye
or
infection
Do
now.
you actually have?
Holy eye infection.
Oh.
you probably only see a quarter out of this side.
Did that affect how you viewed the?
Visions.
No.
No, it did not.
Augustine speaks up. Your friend speaks true. Post-battle, the adrenaline pumps through your mind as well, so it can change how you see. So, waking up early tomorrow and getting a fresh start will bring clarity. Clarity. I have something in my throat.
Well, come on.
We should probably
Yeah.
take watches.
Yes, I agree.
I will take a first watch.
All right then.
Do
We
we?
can
can
take
take the
second.
Okay.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
I can
Us understanding.
At least-
Mental handshake.
Mental
I can
handshake.
do third.
Yeah, me and you can do that, and Chuck, I guess if you want to join her first.
Cool.
I would like to just rest with another soldier for a while. The way you fought.
Oh.
I want to hear of your
Oh,
experiences.
she wants to rest with another.
Indeed.
Do you ever think about what comes in here?
I'm a DM. What are you talking
Of course,
about?
we need to make that a shirt.
Honestly, yeah.
So
No, I don't think I'm a DM.
everyone settles down with the blankets and the curtains that have fallen are kind of the blankets. Some pillows rest down. And you guys rest in the behemoth skeleton of a long since dead ship. It's cold, but like I said, the temperature is weirdly magically controlled, especially in this ship.
Radiation.
Yeah, the radiation's really getting to you guys. You're gonna sleep well.
Do we
forever.
want a tiny hut?
Do we want to tidy up?
I think we're.
we can
Then we
probably.
won't be cold.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Alright.
it doesn't hurt
I
to
can
make one.
Alright. I play
Probably need
The
two.
Lost Woods for 10 minutes. Oh my god.
You probably need 2 to fit all of you, though.
Should
just-
I also make a tiny hut?
It would probably be smart.
Oh, but okay.
The 2
Yes.
huts. But as the you guys start your watch. She'll come up to you real quick, Chuck. As they're getting rested. I want you to know if during the watch you see me enter a meditative state, just allow me to go through it. Don't freak out or worry that something bad is going on. I'm going to attempt to reach out and commune with my faith's angels.
All right.
The arbiters, if I can.
Are you gonna be like moving around or just?
No, I'll be stationary. You can just take a moment. I'm saying you can't really rely on me visually during that time to watch there. I'll still be able to hear, but
Okay.
okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Actually,
Jay's driving a seizure. Just
what do we do? What do we do?
nothing, I guess. Disadvantage.
That was all accidental. You know, I know. That was all accidental. But yeah, as you guys into your watch, what'd you get?
17.
17. Good, you know. I guess since she is having a seizure, she has a 14, you know. But as you enter this watch, it is cold, like I said, but fine.
Not inside the hut, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. But you do hear something, Chuck. Bugs. What you think are bugs? Scuttling around the area. You
They
hear
can't
the little.
get in the
you hear a little
hut.
tippy tap, tippy tap,
It's a
tippy tap.
mosquito net.
As she enters the state, her eyes seem to glisten over, and it is kind of off-putting. But as you listen to the bugs and see her drift away into whatever communing she's doing, that's what we'll call it for tonight.
No.
We'll catch you in the next stream. And remember, no matter the outcome, always let the dice roll. Good night, guys. We'll see you later.